Welcome back, everybody. So next on the water, we have the two brothers from the same nation. It's amazing. This heat is going to be one of the heats I've been looking forward to. We have the godfather, the man that made all this strapless possible, Mr. Mitu Monteiro. I know Nicole, Michael, and all the family back from Cape Verde are going to be rooting for him. And then next, alongside to him, one of his proteges, Matchu Lopez, who's been going so well in this competition. Great heat coming up. Great to see. Mitu going hard, losing the board on the outside. You can see Matchu keeping an eye on him with his head over his shoulder, making sure what Mitu is doing. He's one of the most complete riders, and these guys have kited against each other many times, both locals from Punta Preta and from Cape Verde, so know each other off by heart. This is going to be a very good heat. So here we have Matchu on the outside, big back roll, tic-tac. Nice, rides away from it. Yeah, and here we have Mitu not quite getting the grab on that board, starting off a little slower, but you know, Mitu, if anybody knows how to ride a heat, it's going to be Mr. Monteiro. You go that double back roll that Matchu has on tap. Really nice rotation. I love to see this from Matchu. You can see the determination in his face. He's amped, he's pumped, he's ready, he's hungry. So we have Mitu back. He's coming out, probably looking for that little bit of chop. Gonna probably go for that front roll switch stance that he has. Goes up, goes through the rotation, and changes his feet halfway through. Matchu again, tic-tac, rodeo, out the back, landing. A little bit slow on the landing, but nice and controlled. There you go. Very nice from Mitu, landing very high. Looked like a double front with a rodeo, or double front with a rodeo. Didn't quite catch the initiation of that trick. We'll have to see it in the replays. But great tricks from both of them. Mitu starting to put some scores on the board. We already have that back roll tic-tac from Mr. Lopez. It was a 6.47, so we can see he has an 11.54 total. Look at the determination. He's hungry. I love this. Toe side air free coming out. Very, very good. He got a 5.07 for that double back roll. Mitu Monteiro at 6.93. There you go. Kite loop from Mitu, landing perfectly, cruising that chop. And you see Matchu looking back over his shoulder, just making sure after hearing the cheers. Still already at an 18.77. Excuse me, 22.7. The scores keep stacking up. So 1, 2, starting the double front roll and showing Mitu that he has landed it. That's a big score, must be in the 7 raise. Mitu, big front 1 foot over the top of Matchu Lopez, just making sure that little grasshopper doesn't think that he might have the upper hand here.
You know, sometimes, Joe, it's nice to... Sometimes, Joe, it's nice to watch a single rotation done really, really well as much as the multiples. And Mitu's was exactly what we like to see there. Matchu continuing his heat as we saw it. And we saw that great interview that Marcus did with him outside. And he was unhappy to have gone out in a single elimination. Slight changes in the criteria. As he said, he's had 2 days to go away and think about that. And obviously has read up and is feeling pretty good now.
Oh, Mitu, nice. Does he get it? No, not quite. Liking the height on that move. You can see Mitu adding height to his maneuvers. This is what it's about. You know, we're in the final rounds of the double elimination here in the Ceara Pro here in Brazil, Prea. So the boys have got to step it up, and they are proving themselves here.
Yeah, some of the changes that I guess Matchu was referring to is there is no overall impression score here, so it's just the 8 best tricks, and obviously so he has to play into his favor which tricks he thinks he can score the highest as a single trick score. Wow. That time thought it was the triple back roll, just being dropped out the sky there. There's so many, you know, 3 spins on the back roll as a transition is obviously difficult with one hand on the bar. Usually he lands it very, very cleanly. I don't think I've seen him crash that a couple of times. Into 2. Oh.
Yeah, really good score. Like Matchu before went for that double front roll. Perfect. Got a 7.3 feet. Look at the score difference between these guys. Matchu at the moment is almost 28 points ahead of Matchu. This is proving that my brain isn't completely fried, Jim, because I can still add and sum some stuff up, so it's good to see.
I'm not going to be able to tell you that you're wrong there, Joe, so under this pressure. But that was a big back roll kite lift from Mitu. I think the most committed one that we've seen from him all contests, so that score is still to go on. We saw it go on there. He looks like he got about a 7-point that. His score has jumped up to 25.93.
Go back roll, rodeo, kite loop. Matchu he just comes down with so much grace and speed. Not there, unfortunately, doesn't navigate the chop quite as well. But you see when he goes up in the air and he has all that time to land. Sometimes, like you watch riders like Ayrton, it's not until the last second you know if he's going to land it perfectly or in a bundle. It's one of the things I prefer of Matchu there. Nice back roll tic-tac from the maestro, very clean, making sure he's putting those points on the board. This is not over.
Yeah, impressive from Mitu. This is his first heat of the day, so you've got to hit the heat running, especially when you're up against Matchu, who's well warmed up and riding on fire, just riding that double front with the foot switch out at the end there. But Matchu also said in his interview that he has chosen to ride for his wave specialist board rather than some of the squarer boards that we see. Mitu on the strapless specialist slice from F1. What duotone board is that Matchu's on there, Joe?
Matchu there, he's riding the Pro Ram 5.8, so yeah, very all-rounded board, more for the cross-on-shore mash, one of the top sales for doing so. And so obviously Matchu has a lot to do with the development of that board, in concluding with Sebastian Ribeiro and the Shaper Sai Skullback. You know, these guys are there all year round, developing and making these weapons of destruction.
But very much a wave board, and Matchu is a big believer in just getting comfortable on one board and making that work in whatever he's riding. So
there you go. That is his signature move. He was the first person to do that, and it's called the Dream. It's a no-handed back roll, grabbing the board with two hands, rotating around, looking at it. For some reason, he seems to be pushing the board forward. Do you reckon that there he's trying to get the seaweed off of the fins? Would that be a nice casual and stylish way to do that, Jim?
It could well be. I mean, maybe he just feels like he needed to do a little bit of left leg exercise there, just getting used to, has he adapted the fins? That would have been interesting to see. We're going to see that in a replay. Mitu Montero unhooked. We don't see that very often in freestyle competition. Looked like he came around a front roll into blind and was going to surf his pass out of that. That's going to be a banger if he manages to register that. We'll have to wait till the end, till the highlights package, and let's just see if his score jumps up comprehensively. That will give us some kind of confirmation on how good that trick was.
Absolutely. Mitu riding very smart there. He knows Matchu doesn't do the unhook maneuvers. He's used the advantage there to be able to get a full score on a trick family back roll, grab, gracefully coming down. I love how he extends that front legs, brings the back one in, loops that bandit, F1 bandit around, and just comes out with ease. He's such an incredible rider to watch no matter what he's doing.
If you enjoy your back rolls, however you do them, in whichever board you're riding, you can appreciate how good it feels just to have everything locked in with that grab.
Oh, it's the second time Matchu's been trying that trick. Doesn't quite get the height. Mitu on the outside, front roll, switching the feet mid-air. Little bit of a hand drag there, but also putting another score. Looks like Mitu, he's getting closer. He's gone up to a 38.23, and Matchu is at 43.13. So that last front roll to reverse, very high score there for Mitu, and it looks like there's still a score to come in.
Well, I mean, with the scores that we're reading on here is 43.13. There, come
trying
on.
the flat three. Mitu knows that the way to get past Matchu in this heat is the unhook maneuvers.
Well, if your maths weren't letting you down, Joe, previously, you said it was about a 25-point deficit. Look at it now.
There you go.
Look at it now. That is why Mitu Montero is one of the masters. Never rule him out. He will catch up on a 25-point challenge, and he has done in the blink of an eye. So here we go. Okay.
Impressive. He's used... That shows the years of experience in competition for Mitu Montero. He's analyzed Matchu. He knows he's one of the hardest competitors to go by. And what he's done, he's gone, okay, Matchu isn't doing the unhook maneuvers. I have that advantage on it, and I do it. Double with a switch.
What a time to do it, Joe. These guys are...
Oh, that's going to be a hard one. And you see Matchu looking backwards. My question being, what did Matchu land in that last maneuver? Because as it stands now, only 0.04 of a point between these riders, and both landed a trick in the last closing seconds. And you can see that's the sportsmanship, both of them tapping them chest. These guys are like brothers, and it's great to see what a family, and that family vibe and the respect they have for each other as persons and as riders.
Well, for sure, Mitu Montero has a big trick to come on at the end there, the double front landing switch, but these guys are playing for a place in the semi-final against the awaiting Australian James Karu. He will be watching this heat as well with intent, wondering who he's going to be up against. Will it be Mitu? Will it be Matchu? No doubt it's going to be a tough heat for him coming up, whoever comes through, but let's just have a look. It was stacked, wasn't it, this heat?
That was awesome. I mean, amazing riding from both of them, and I can see the piece of paper coming forward. And let's see it. No, wrong piece of paper. Sorry, it means we now we have women's heat 13 coming up, and then number 49, and after that a break.
There's that big one-footer single, but look at Matchu looking at it. He was sky high over his head, thinking that is a nice single roll. Yeah, here we go with the rodeo into the kite loop, fish pole in the bar, grabbing the board nicely under the feet, pulling the bar, bringing that kite loop round. There's a front shove it.
So much control through the rotation. That's such a hard trick, and this is, I love this in Mitu. He just goes around, tweaks the grab, really holds onto it with style, and yeah, such a great performance from both of these riders.
Really nice to see the tricks on the inside, isn't it? The camera work is great, high definition, really great detail on all elements of these tricks. Must be hard for the judges to get the impact of a trick when it's out in the back corner of the trick box, like this double front rodeo attempt from Matchu Lopez. A couple of 100 meters away from us over there. Here's the back roll Superman.
The dream, the dream. Such a cool maneuver there, so much technique. Both hands off of the bar, just like back in the day, the Deadman. Really, so much control, and this is what I like about Matchu. Look, he's looking at his landing spot 3 meters in the air.
Just adjusting his feet there, Mitu Montero. No need for sit-ups for him. His core muscles are already pumping, no doubt, from all these maneuvers. Double front. This is the foot switch. This was the trick at the final minute that could have propelled him to the semi-final. If I was a betting man, I would say that it has.
One,
here we go.
Two.
Ooh, nearly the nose of the board in the face there, Joe.
That was the last one, and we're going to go to a break.
Foi sumido. O sabor original de Sprite voltou.
And we're up here with the next heat on the water. This is suspensing moments. Really good ride in there from everybody. And here we have Carla Herrera going through the ranks, coming up. She's been riding really well, and she's going up against local superstar Marcela Witt, cousin of Pedro Matos. Superstar has her own show on Brazilian TV. Such a character, smile from ear to ear, and Carla is going to have her work made out to get past this Brazilian girl.
Yeah, Marcela has only been riding strapless freestyle for a year, but for a month. A month, but she's been doing it right here in Prea. She is sponsored by Rancho de Peixe, and she is also cousins with Pedro Matos, one of our leading competitors in the men's division, and she impressed us yesterday, as well as landing some really nice rotations. I think she had the biggest wipeout that we've seen in the competition. Really, really impressive. It is in the photo package on Facebook, I think, so you can go and check that out. It's also in the women's highlight video that we put out on yesterday. You can find everything on the YouTube channel as well, so go and go and check that out. But she ended up going into a front row rotation with a kite loop, which we know is a boogie loop, and pulled slowly on the outside of the bar, went into an aggressive loop and entered the water head first. It was quite a spectacle. But you know, the girls are pushing it as well, and great to see her. She was going for a loop variation, but anyway, let's hope that the moves are clean in this heat. Carla Herrera knows that this is going to be difficult. There's a couple of wild cards in this event that could quite easily take Carla down. Marcela being one of them. Riding on a high, as Joe said, has her own TV show. Lots of support here on the beach. She's actually won wave events, national wave events in Rio. So she is a rider of credibility and third generation kiteboarder. Her granddad was a kiteboarder. I mean, don't know many people who have granddads who are kiteboarders. So she's won. Obviously, kite surfing is now in the genes. Just checking out a bit of seaweed, no doubt, on the back of the board there. There's a bit of it lingering around on the shore break. Just making things a little bit, something else to think about.
So yeah, really good riding here from both of the girls. And we're just going to go outside with our compadre Marcos, who is with Matchu Lopez and Mitu. Congratulations to both of these guys. Incredible riding.
Thank you, Joe. Joe is putting all the good word for you guys, your performance. But Joe, I'm gonna ask you guys a permission to go a little Portuguese in. Then I'm gonna translate in the end, but just to put some emotions here. Matthew, oh my God, man, your performance level, you can ask in Portuguese, I'm just asking in English, okay? But your feelings right now, this ground, this guy over here, clashing against you.
Português? Ah, galera, o Mitu, pra mim, é o meu irmão, primeiro de tudo. Competi contra ele, não tenho rancor, não tenho nada contra. Aprendi com ele, ensinou muito. Sigo aprendendo, sigo perdendo contra ele. Parabéns para ele, um cara incrível. Fez o meu máximo, não consegui fazer todas as manobras que eu queria exatamente. Aterrei às vezes no chop, nas ondas e pronto. E mais uma, tem muitas derrotas, mas eu quero ver simplesmente as vitórias. Então vamos nessa.
He's learning with the defaults. It's amazing to be alongside with Mitu here. He's a legend for him, like Sensei and the Grasshopper, like Karate Kid almost. Overwhelming feelings for Matchu. Mitu, your feelings. New generation, the legend, putting hard work for the new generation. You can go Portuguese and translate later. I just want to hear your emotions, man.
Pô, é muito emocionante estar aqui, depois de estar na água com o Matchu. Pô, o cara, tive assim, foi o meu, digamos, aluno, mas pronto, é duro com ele, né? Porque está quebrando muito. Eu tentei ir um pouco mais assim na técnica, o vento não está muito forte também, não é? Então foi um hit assim muito suado, né? Porque esses meninos estão dando muito trabalho, né? Mas foi legal estar com ele na água, tem um talento incrível. Assim, mais da competição, acho que é tipo assim, nós divertimos na água, né? E pronto, ainda tem mais uma etapa, então tem muita coisa assim para vir para frente e eu sei que já no próximo ele vai vir com tudo, né? Então eu tenho que preparar porque senão vou levar chumbo.
He gotta be ready because he's gonna have like heavy moves in the next stop of the tour, so he's super happy to be here. Clashing against his grasshopper. Now is like a brother feeling here. All fun, not just competition. It's a family affair like kite surfing business like this, man. Congrats to you both, man. Amazing. Super proud to be alongside of these guys. Thank you very much. Obrigado, caras. Vocês são muito casca grossa, like we say in Brazil. This is hard, man. This is amazing. The best kite surfers of the world, strapless. Yeah, he's gonna cheer for me too. Good luck on next round, man. Boa sorte. Joe, back to you, Joe and Jim.
Thank you, Marcos. Yeah, incredible riding from Mr. Monteiro and from Matchu Lopez. That was a very close heat. But back on the water, we're here with Carla Herrera, who is not stopping, racking up the points, Jim. Look on the screen there on the left. How many maneuvers has she been landing?
She's a different competitor, the one who we saw go out in the single elimination yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 successful moves. So the judges are going to have to pick the top 8 from that. Marcela being blown out of the water at the minute. But as we said, has only been doing strapless freestyle for a month. But she was impressive yesterday. So yeah, needs to find a few maneuvers. We know she's got them. Really nice back rolls that we saw yesterday. We're going to see one from her now.
Yeah, she's been riding really well, super powerful, and yesterday super impressive, like you said, on that kite loop. balls to the wall, going for it, and trying to get the kite loop maneuvers for the girls.
Yeah. Carla looking a little bit more relaxed than we've seen her in the last couple of heats. Just having a little look around, nodding confirmation, and a little smile to her helper on the beach. I think it means that she's just going to have another couple of runs on the current equipment that she's got right now. She's heading out. Marcela Witt on 5 points, nearly 20 points behind. That's a big stack of tricks. It's a big ask. Carla Herrera looking like she has this heat wrapped up quite nicely already. Tries a little one-footer from Marcela.
Yeah, really solid performance here from the Spanish Carla Herrera. Impressive. She, like you said, Jim, a different rider. It's really good to see that she come out to get a little water splash there from Marcelo. It's, you know, making sure that she remembers that these are Brazilian waters, so this is my town. But yeah, really good to see Carla pulling it together, going out in the single. Whoa, good flexibility in the ankles there. Mine would have broken off halfway through that maneuver.
Yeah, exactly. So Carla Herrera has found herself having to progress through 3 heats today because uncharacteristically she went out in her first heat in the single elimination. So this is her second chance. But Marcela did well. She finished 3rd. So she finds herself 2 heats away from the final. So whoever wins this heat is going to go up against finalist from yesterday, Sabina Bankela from Belgium. And waiting after her will be 2-time world champion Jalou Langere. So she's going to be watching all this with anticipation. And she will be impressed with what she's seen from Carla. Carla's managed to ramp up her performances a lot since yesterday. She's holding the top spot on the World Tour at the minute. She doesn't want to give that up with just 1 stop to go. In Australia next month, in Torquay, in Melbourne. Right now we're at Prea in Brazil. Round 6 of the GKA Kite-Surf World Tour. Women's double elimination. On your screen right now, Marcela Witt from Brazil. She's up against Carla Herrera from Spain. That's Carla on the pink board coming towards us right now.
She's definitely a face of determination. I really like to see how concentrated Carla is. She's really pushing the level of the strapless freestyle for the girls, and great to see how their improvement. There you go, front roll. Very good maneuver there. She's pulling out of it, using everything to stay on that board. I think that was that front roll board off she was doing yesterday. So going to have a good score, probably in the 5 or 6 range. So very good. At the end of the heat, probably not enough to take the win there from Carla Herrera, but Marcela Witt has to be happy with that performance. And considering it's one of the first times she's been in competition as a strapless freestyler, really great performance.
Yeah, pretty fitting that she managed to squeeze in a big trick as well. She wowed us yesterday. I would imagine if she had a woo on, she probably won the woo score yesterday of the girls. But today, again, we'll see that on a replay. Looked like it was pretty good height. Obviously got some good pop. There's Carla. It's turning that into a little transition. But it was busy in this heat. We didn't catch all of it on the live stream, so let's see it now. Second trick there for her. Marcela on the way out.
Back row, I'm guessing. Really nice. Carla. I like this back row of Carla always. He leaves that front foot on the board and like guides it round and then just lands on top of it. Nice little tic-tac there from Carla. She was busy. I mean, how many tricks in the end, Jim?
Well, it's like we said, a different rider. She's suddenly, everything's clicked back into place.
She performed 14 tricks, Carla did in this heat, and that's that great big maneuver from Marcela Witt. So amazing riding from both of these girls. Marcela, congratulations on your first strapless event here, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back, everybody. So next out on the water is going to be Mr. Monteiro and Matchu. But just before that heat, we have Marcos with Paolo and Pedro, two of the organizers of this event. Parabéns, guys, for this, such an incredible event, and thank you for having us.
Thank you, Joe, to allow me to be a part of this show. Thank you, the bosses, Paolo, Pedro. I'm going to ask Pedro. Pedro is one of our organizers for WSL surf competition. How happy you are, Pedro, to be here with this evolution, organic revolution on strapless kite surfing?
For us, it's a pleasure to join three big companies, specialize each other in a group, specialized in kite surf, 2 and 3 sports, marketing sports, and GL events, a huge French company. So for us, it's a pleasure and put GKA in a upscale, another level, and bring all those athletes for here is amazing. And we hope to do this forever. So it's just the first year. So I hope that everybody is stoked and happy with the conditions here. Thank you.
I think we're all happy. And godfather of happiness here, Paolo, a quick shout out to people, call people to come here.
Yes, so just one thing. We have something that we are very proud and happy. We have wind. 7 months per year, and on top of this we build everything, but without wind no competition, and the guys are happy because they are sure that the ventilator used to say switch on 9 in the morning and till 6 p.m. So come here, you have wind, you have a nice hotel, join us and you will be happy.
Okay, thank you, Pedro, Paolo. Let's get ready for Rambo.
And we're back here. Mr. Mitu Monteiro coming in hard, and he is against the young wonder kid of James Karu from Australia. So you can see there, James Karu, duotone rider on the left-hand side of your screen, and Mitu Monteiro, F1 Maneta rider on the right-hand side. Great to see these guys in the water. This is going to be a very impressive heat. James is one of the last guys to have stood on the podium before this event with a big win in the big air trick in Fuerteventura Sotavento, and Mitu Monteiro needs no introduction. He's been on, off, all over the podium. So yeah, come on, James, you got your work cut out for you. And Mitu, come on, show this grasshopper what he's got. It's James trying to start with that big back roll tic-tac with a flip, really impressive. And we see Mitu on the backside doing his specialized front roll with a switch of the feet in the middle, so very impressive there. And results in from that last heat, Carla Herrera came out victorious over that heat, so congratulations, Carla. She continues in, and we just saw that toe side air 5 there from James. He's known, one of the only guys to be doing that, but his countryman Kiahida Boitas was trying to land that move in his heat, not quite pulling it off.
Okay, let's settle into this heat. It is going to be a cracker. It already is. 2 more heats left in this men's double elimination. James Karu entering the competition again from his great performance yesterday. This is what he's becoming famous for, getting maximum air time and somehow finding a landing. Didn't execute a kite leap on that one. That's still to come from him, no doubt, on his next run in. Really making some great moves. He's been making headlines on the tour this year with brand new toe side 540 with a shove it, just going for it there, not quite landing it, but it's a really nice fast flat spin. He was the only rider to do it. We've seen a couple of riders try it, but he's got the cleanest landings on it so far. But winning big air competition in Sotavento, our last round, with a huge back roll with a shove it at the top, right at the apex, coming down into a rodeo and a smooth, fast landing. It is an impressive move to watch. He's definitely going to be going for it in this heat, but already bringing up a big lead against Mitu Monteiro, who we see coming in for a fast landing from that back roll kite loop. But what Mitu always manages to do is bounce off the water in such a good way that he manages to ride out of it. He never comes to a stop when he butt checks, does he, Mitu? Keeps the accelerator on and manages to ride out.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you can see Mitu, his cat-like abilities just there. And James just not navigating the chop quite well there. Young rider coming from Torquay, actually, where we're going to have the last stop of the GKA Kite-Surf World Tour. So we're going to be in his home ground. Such a powerful surfer, such a powerful strapless freestyler, and yeah, one of the new additions to the duotone kite surfing team. And I think they can be very proud of his performance here, his improvement over the last year in strapless freestyle. So Mitu on the inside, nice back roll tic tac, nice and easy. He let go of that board from 2 meters in the air and just landed perfectly. It just shows the control he has. I reckon he takes the seaweed off of his fins doing that. He does it every single time.
Yeah, he's very experienced, Mitu. And what I always like about him, he's nothing showy about him. That isn't a claim from his hand at the back. It's just a thanks to the crowd. He's really, really humble guy. So front roll, nothing too spectacular, but keeping the scoreboard ticking over. James Karu already up to 17.86. It's tight, Mitu. This is going to take him into the lead if he lands it.
Rodeo not quite hidden in the bundle. There's James going to be looking for that toe side air with a shove it. Shove it in himself as well, not quite landing that. Such a technical move off there. You know, first edging toe side, popping off a toe side is a feat at itself. And he's spinning his body around 540 degrees. And at the same time, he's spinning his board 360 degrees around. I need a bottle of water just saying it.
Exactly. Without the shove it, already a good trick. Perhaps he should just try and get it without the shove it to start with, because it is going to come down to fractions of a score at the end of this heat. So it is expensive when you stack it, so let's see what Mitu's got into the back roll again. No kite leap on that one.
Sort of James in the background there, going up on the high, nice maneuver. But let's not forget, I guarantee you, Mitu Monteiro will be looking for those handle passes again in this heat, because James, once again, is one of the riders that isn't including that in his repertoire. And he's tried that 3 times. I reckon I agree with you there, Jim. He probably needs to secure it, get a few more tricks in the bag, and then if he wants at the final moments of the heat, because that is one of his best maneuvers to start going for that. But yeah, solid lead there from James Karu from Australia, 30.83 with Mitu Monteiro at 22.57. Yeah. Great moves from both of them. Very very experienced riders, giving the crowd the show that we want.
It does seem like with each trick, each rider is managing to close the gap. They are averaging 5.7s each into the 6.47 for Mitu. So a 6-point lead isn't secure by any means. There's a big kite leap with a board off.
Yeah, Mitu, that was high.
And that will bring him level, no doubt. But James is back with more of the same. No. Nearly landed on top of Mitu there.
Yeah, I think the tide just rose with that one.
Yeah, for sure. James entered the tour a year and a half ago, but was here more for the wave events. This is a combination tour. We started out in Cape Verde and Punta Preta. So what a varied trick bag we have here. Both riders in unison there. What about that? Will either of them land it? No, unfortunate. That would have been spectacular.
Very impressive rider from both of them. I mean, look at that. There's like no points in between them, going by each other, just eyeing each other down. This is, you know, once again, this is war, and you can see James once again trying that toe side air reverse 5 with the shove it, not quite getting it. Mitu coming here on the inside. That last kite loop was huge. Such a big score, such a good score for him with a 7.17. So really impressive. Up he goes, losing the board on the tic-tac. Came off out of the water. Let's see what Mr. Karu has for us. Front roll. How he held on to that. Let go of the board, James. Let go of the board. Both of these guys riding so well in such a close heat. I mean, you can see Mitu, you can definitely tell him he's going to go for something, let it off that hand. Maybe it will be that double front roll rodeo that he was doing before. See, it seems like the multiple rotations they seem to be doing on the backside. 1, 2, not quite getting the board under his feet. Wind's a little lighter. James going to the moon. How did he hold that? How did he hold that, Jim?
It needs that kite to come around, and it has. That's big points in there for the young gun. James, just 19 from Australia, absolutely frothing to be on tour. Mitu Monteiro at the other end of the age spectrum has been around in the game for a long time. He's 35, but certainly doesn't look like he's slowing down. Mitu Monteiro, one of the instigators of this discipline, and a real inspiration to all the riders on this tour. If it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't be sat here. So there he is with the back roll Superman. Not quite landing it. We haven't seen him fail on that yet so far. Fun looking trick, taking both hands off the bar. But yeah, James Karu, what a time to move ahead, and what a time to pull out a really big, the biggest kite leap we've seen of the day. That's why he finds himself at this stage of the competition.
I mean, James is one of the bigger riders here on the tour. Oh, just missing the last half part of that flick. He's such a powerful rider, so much strength, so much power throughout. Really good to see. Mitu on the back there landing something big. I mean, you can see James speeding away. Both of these guys have the more noseless board, navigating this probably a little bit easier to navigate through the chops. James is on the 5.2 Pro whip from Duotone, and Mitu is on the slice, if I'm not mistaken, there
Yeah,
from
he's on the slice.
F1.
Yeah, exactly. Got channels in the front and back to help with the landing blind, and lots of get up and go. Both riders, strong riders. James a bit heavier than Mitu, but Mitu really, really strong in the legs, as he demonstrated there. And that's what those wider boards do. If you've got the strong legs, you can really use them to advantage. Longer rail length in the water to help with your pop, and then a flatter base to help with stability on landing as well. But here we go, Mitu, can he squeeze something in? He can't, just at the end. So he will rely on the previous scores that he's racked up already in this heat. Danny Jimenez and the boys upstairs, it's time to get your work on.
Yeah, it's time to earn your work, I mean, here you go, James, trying. So that was the first toe side air 5 that he landed, and then you can see further throughout he wasn't able to land it with the shove-it that he's usually been doing. Very good riding from both of them. I love watching these guys. I mean, the level is so high. They make it look so easy. And then Mitu, no matter how he comes down, that reminds me of Aaron. He'd always land no matter what and ride out of a trick. It just shows the experience of these riders.
Just to put you in the situation, these guys are playing for a place in the semi-final against Ayrton Cozzolino, who lost yesterday's single elimination final. He will be angry about that. He lost it to Camille Delanoy. But if ever there is a spectacle to behold, it is going to be Ayrton Cozzolino with one eye on vengeance. So who's he going to be laying down all his force on? Is it going to be Mitu Montero, who is on your screen right there, or is it going to be James Karu from Australia? We don't know yet. There could be a big score to add. This is the biggest kite loop we've seen of the day, and they are going to get bigger. The wind is increasing. James riding that one out. That could be the winning trick for him.
Really good riding from both of these guys. Super, super controlled, very stylish. You see Mitu here just eyeing it down. Amazing riding from both of them, and we'll be right back with you after this small commercial break.
To Prea for round 6 of the GKA Kite-Surf World Tour, and if you are just tuning in, you have chosen exactly the right time. We're coming up to the climax of the main event competition. We are on the third day of water competition here in Prea in Brazil. This is round 6 of a 7-stop world tour that will culminate in Melbourne next month in Australia. But before that, it is big business. We've just seen James Karu versus Mitu Montero playing for a place in the semi-final against Ayrton Cozzolino. One rider will go through, one rider will leave the competition, and it is a nervy wait for both riders. High scores for both of them, up into the 30-point range and averaging 7 points for a score. So if there was a late score registered, it could be the heat-winning score. That right there is Idva van der Heide, just in the screen there, just catching some breath. He works hard. He's the tour photographer. Many of you will have seen some of his amazing photos. Travels the world a lot. Is a specialist kiteboarding photographer. Scores more magazine covers than any photographer in the game, I would imagine. And he's just working his way back there through the judging tower. We're just in the middle of a little break here, making sure that everything is aligned before we get into the crucial heats. We're waiting for the result of that heat that I just told you about. Mitu Montero against James Karu. Who will go up against Ayrton Cotolino in the final? Ayrton, a man with revenge on his mind, after Camille Delanoy beat him yesterday in an amazing single elimination final. Ayrton's only been beaten, that was the third time in a pure strapless freestyle competition. Matchu Lopez is the only other man in 3 years to have been able to beat him twice, so he is the dominant force in the sport, but everyone is beatable. And Camille is on a high. This is his local beach. Originally from France, he lives a couple of miles to your left, as you're looking on the screen now. Moved here 7 years ago with his family, and he's on fire. But we are switching back to the girls, I believe, now, and just to give all the progressing riders a little bit of a chance to recover, we're now going to switch between the men and the women. Both the men and the women are coming up to their climaxes of their competition. So the heat that we are going to be seeing right now on your screen, we will come back to, and we'll bring you the details of that heat as it progresses. But right now we're going to jump outside for a crucial interview with Marcus. Marcus, tell us what's going on.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm here with the guy, the boss of the grades, the performers, the head judge, Jaime, que pensa da competición ahora, la dificultad, los ventos muy fuertes acá, la performance de los chicos.
Bueno, la verdad
las chicas también.
Y las chicas, sí. La verdad que estamos viendo un espectáculo genial aquí en Ceara. El viento se está comportando ideal y los chicos están llevando el deporte a un nivel nunca visto antes. Las finales, como creo que vais a ver, van a ser espectaculares y estamos todos en la torre con un reto muy grande, que es seguir el hit y no perdernos ninguna maniobra ni la dificultad técnica, pero a la misma vez como apasionados del deporte, muy excitados de ver dónde están llevando estos riders el deporte, tanto las chicas como los chicos.
Ok, ahora tengo que liberar a ustedes para estar en la competencia. Ok, buenas chances.
Muchas gracias. Todo el mundo ha mirado desde casa.
¡Epa!
Mucho gusto. Joe? You there for translating that?
Yeah, he's basically
saying, thank you, brother.
Make sure everybody at home is watching. So todo Tarifa, espero que estéis escuchándonos aquí.
Great to see a man like Jaime Heras, who has had such an influence over the sport since the beginning, was on the PKA for many, many years. And if many of you have been kiting for a long time, you may remember the Space Monkeys movies by the Trondheim brothers. It was Jaime Heras, Martin Vari, Jeff Tobias, and Will James. And together, as a group of four, they pushed the sport into new boundaries and really changed the direction, not only of wave riding, but also of freestyle competition. I can remember I was lucky enough to be in Hawaii in 2004 when those guys were just learning to ride surfboards. And on the North Shore, Jaime had a house on the North Shore of Hawaii, and he and Martin Vari and Will James would take it in turns and pass the kite to each other and see how deep they could get into the wave. There was very little deep power on the kites at the time, but they saw a future in it, and they were unafraid. They also instigate handle pass into the competition that, well, Martin Vari did, but at the time, and then obviously look where that's gone now. So loads of heritage there from Jaime. Great to have him as our sports director for the tour, deeply involved in the sport on many levels, but really cares about it and just wants the best. And no doubt he will be pleased with what we've seen. The action is getting hotter. This Kite-Surf World Tour format is proving to be really popular. And this event here is a pure strapless freestyle format. This is a mixed world tour. We started the tour off in Cape Verde at Punta Preta, and we are in round 6 now. We've been to Morocco, we've been to Portugal, we've been to Tarifa, we've been to Sotavento. We find ourselves here in Prea in Brazil, and next month it will be the closing party in Torquay in Australia. It's going to be quite an event, Joe.
It is, yeah, really looking forward to that one. I spent a lot of time in Oz back in the day, and yeah, loving it down under. It's going to be a great way to close out the year here on a really good 2018 season that we're having, so super happy to be involved there and closing it out down in Australia.
Exactly, yeah. Juan Antonio just, there we are, Joe. How you doing?
Hey, not
Here we are in a little hot box. Here we are in a little hot box. I'm Jim Gorn, editor of Kite World magazine and also press manager for the GKA. It would help if we looked at the camera, don't it? How you doing, everybody? We hope you're enjoying the live stream. To my right and your left is Josie Astula, ex-PKA pro rider for many years and tour manager for the GKA, helping pull all riders into line. Is that right, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely, making sure they keep their lycras on and they keep in check. Great to be here. Amazing event, first live stream for us. So hope you guys are enjoying it and listening to us for hours and hours. And yeah, great to be here.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you are just tuning into the live stream, you have chosen the right time to do it on no doubt a Friday afternoon. You'll be looking forward to the weekend, but what a way to start it. Enjoy the finals here of the GKA Kite-Surf World Tour. We just saw James Karu and Mitu Montero going to work against each other for a place in the semi-final against Ayrton Cozzolino. So if you've never had the chance to see these undoubtedly the top riders in this discipline in the sport, not only this discipline but also the best wave riders in the world. But up next on your screen, after this next girls' heat, it will be Ayrton Cozzolino, so no doubt that is a big anticipation for many of you. But let's just catch up with the girls' competition. Where have we got to with that, Joe?
So we are we're going to be going with Mrs. Carla Herrera from Spain and Sabine Belkela from Belgium too. Belkela was actually the surprise of this event. She's been kiting for a long time, been active at strappers for a few years now, and really showed an impressive performance and gave Jalou, our two-time world champion, a run for her money. And so yeah, now the Spaniard Carla's on a roll. She's nice little big pop there in the beginning. She seems to start all of her heats off with that trick.
Yeah. Start with what you know and what makes you feel comfortable. If she feels comfortable being able to land a trick, she's up against a lady with very little competition experience, but lots of kite surfing experience. Sabina is 51 years old and has been kiting since 2001. Finds herself here in Brazil chasing waves and has entered this competition and done really, really well. Found herself in the final yesterday against Jalou Langare. So adapting obviously very well to strapless freestyle. Carla is going to have her hands full, but as you say, is riding on a high. A different competitor to what we saw yesterday, who was ejected from the single elimination in her first heat. Not something that Carla's used to, but she's managed to pull her head together and landed, I think you said it was 14 tricks in the last heat. Yeah,
an amazing amount of 14 tricks. I mean, if you think that the more tricks you land, the better. But we are looking for quality over quantity, because those top 4 tricks, look, that was really nice. Looked like a little hang 10 there, but she didn't do that on purpose, but nice. Now, you can see Carla, she's calm, she's happy, she's a different rider from what we've seen. Very nice there from Sabine, a really good rider. Impressed us yesterday hugely, coming through up the ranks, going up against Jalou, doing a really good performance. And yeah, Carla's obviously going to have to put game on against this really powerful rider from Belgium.
I tell you, Sabina riding for HB Surf Kite, that board that she's riding there with the wooden look on the deck. But what she's managing to do is spin more than 360 on it. We don't see many more riders doing that, and it's really fluid, and it seems to kind of be never ending, and she turns it into a transition going the other way. So it would be great to see that one again, just to see how much of an effect she had on the spin. So let's see, riding the hat. There's obviously a lot of glare here, keeping the sun out, wanting to keep the focus on.
And keeping the scores coming. At the moment, she has the lead there. Yeah, definitely, she's very technical. Really likes those board spin moves here on the inside. Very, very impressive rider. And yesterday, she did so well. And we have Carla, who's been absolutely ripping through the double elimination. But at the moment, Sabine has a considerable advantage over her, almost a 7 points. So yeah, pretty much 2 tricks in front of Carla. So, you know, early days in the heat, but there we go, a nice little board off. Not quite making the transition. She tends to be doing most of her maneuvers on the transitions, I mean.
She does, yeah. She's going to build a lot of fans. You know, she's obviously a lady who's found that she had a great, great love of kite surfing and has switched her life around to be able to chase the wind and waves, as many people would dream to do. Has been to Brazil many, many times before, and all that experience looks to be paying off. She looks really, really comfortable. Obviously, commentator's curse there is back for me there, Joe, but no, hopefully I can get rid of that again. So, and with that, Carla's just nipped ahead there, but this is tight so far.
Yeah, very tight. Carla, very solid performance. She's been riding really well, and yeah, you can see she's just eyeing down her contender, looking at her watch, nice and cool and collected. You can see her coming in here, probably going to pull a trick. She really likes this little in front of the white wall. This is going to be that back roll that we know, leaving the front foot on, grabbing the nose of the board, tweaking it round, coming out the other side. Nice speed on entry, nice speed on exit. That's going to be a good score for her there.
Yeah, much more fluid. She's found the flow again and found the exact point to put the kite just to be able to exit the maneuvers. Almost improving with every heat that we see, Carla, so that's great to watch.
There you go. That's that spin we were talking about there. Comes down, twirling around, really good. Puts the pressure on the front foot, allowing those fins to come down. Very, very technical move. Great performance here from Sabina, and trailing by nothing, by the skin of her teeth from Carla. So Carla has to make sure, there you go, nice little back roll, 1 foot transition. I really like the transitions from Sabine.
Looks like all the girls have opted for a more stubby board. We've seen much more of a mix from the boys. Matchu Lopez going for a dedicated waveboard, but enjoying the way that it cuts and feels and slices through the water. And he's so good that he can handle a little bit more of an unstable landing. The girls obviously liking to be as assured underfoot as possible, as Carla benefited from there. This is Sabina Bancaliers heading out, 13.69, chasing down 19.82, brings back the deficit on 18.12. What can she do here? Back roll that she tried last time, again, just eluding her. Trying it without the grab always makes it more difficult. I think she has a back roll with the grab in the pocket already in the judges' scoreboard, so no point in doing the same trick again twice.
No, definitely. It's always, it's like we were saying, that the important thing is to looking at the judging format and making sure you know where you are, because it's important to be touching all those different families. I swear, in the males division, we were seeing Mitu in that heat against Matchu. Touching that handle pass family allowed him to get past. He's getting full scores on a new section. And you can see Sabine using that similar strategy here against Carla, and she is only trailing by one point something of a point here, and very impressive riding. And yeah, both of these girls showing top scores, almost in the 20-point area, so they can be happy with their performance. We can see Carla there, a couple birds speeding past her, making sure she's in position, turn around in front of the white wave. She's going to be looking for a move on the tack out. And Sabine as well, both of them, like you say, using those wider boards to navigate those choppy conditions. So yeah, very good from both of these ladies.
Yeah, Carla looking to seek revenge here, because it was Sabina that put her out yesterday in the single elimination. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good point.
We knew nothing about Sabina, and she came in and put the women's leader out of the competition, out of the single elimination, sorry, in the first round. So she's done it once. Can she do it for a second time?
Yeah, this is where it counts. It's the beauty of the double elimination. Carla's, made her way through, going through a lot of very talented riders coming through, and now she has to go up against Sabine. Obviously, Sabine has the psychological advantage over Carla because she knows she can do it. She's done it before. She's done it only a couple days before in the same conditions. But Carla racking up the points, a nice little back roll there on the inside, probably trying to improve that score she had before. Let's see what Sabine can do to come against the Spaniard.
That's what makes the double elimination so exciting if you're following it all the way through. If a big name rider, or particularly a tour leader, goes out in the first round, they then have to battle their way up through several heats just to make the final, whereas the winner of the single elimination is already in the final, and that's what we're seeing from Carla right now. She's putting in a lot of work to get through, fighting spirit, but as we said, she's a different rider today.
It's the Spanish Armada, mate. Spanish Armada.
Obviously been on the old acai.
Yeah. That's the superfood here in Brazil. That's probably one of the most things I miss when I'm back home. Nice little no grab, kind of 360 rotation, almost like an air reverse, in between air reverse and a back roll. Be interesting if the judges score that as a air reverse free or
look at the channels on the front of that board. We don't see channels there right on the front nose, so it'll be interesting to see if we can figure out exactly where they're helping her, but they obviously are, because she seems to be able to spin really well. So let's see. Carla just looking back to the beach mid-tack, getting some vital information, no doubt getting an update on the score. She will know that there's only a very short time left, and she has a slender margin, 3 points. I would say that is an average trick score in this heat so far. So
definitely doable. Oh, Carla going for that back loop rodeo. She is one of the only women who can do that maneuver. Be interesting to see the score from that spin from Sabine, because I'm wondering if they would be categorized as the same family, so it means it would only improve her score on one of the tricks instead of four. Oh, going for that little tic-tac flip on a transition there from Sabine. Really good. She's really good with the board offs and how she calculates the movement. Not quite getting the full spin on that board, but yeah, definitely a very good effort there from the girl from Belgium. Sabina
with 3 scores in over and above 5. Carla just with 1, but is the highest score of the heat, 5.94 for the tic-tac. Sabine with 5.53 for the back roll. So she is beating Carla in some categories, but Carla obviously touching more trick families, as you say.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking for, the most complete rider. It's all about touching all the families.
You know, for the big kite loop there, though, Joe.
Definitely going for a big kite loop there. So Unfortunately, it looks like Sabine, that's the end of her run here in Brazil. Absolutely amazing performance from her and did so well in the single elimination. But looks like, we're just confirming the last scores here, but it looks like Carla Herrera has continued through with her weapon of destruction, going through heat after heat, and she will be coming up next against Jalou. So now with the double elimination, Carla will have to beat Jalou twice to be able to be declared champion. So very, very interesting times here at the Strapless Pro here in Ceara.
That's right. She's weathered the storm, made her way through every heat that she had to do to make her way back up to the final, and now it is a battle for top spot in the overall championship. Jalou is chasing Carla down with one more round to go in Australia, but what a debut from Sabine. Come back again.
So we're almost here. We're just looking for the heats to go, and it looks like we have our friend Marcos outside with Mr. Mitu Monteiro. Marcos.
No, it will just take a minute for us to bring you that interview, because we can just see the cameraman hot-footing his way over there. Just missed his cue from us. Joe and I were a little bit eager there, sending you over, but so we'll just...
So we're back, guys, minutes away from the heat in between James Karu and Ayrton Cosilino. But just before, we're going to go outside with our friend Marcos, who has an interview with Mr. Mitu Monteiro.
Thank you, Joe. Amazing to be alongside with this legend, Mitu. We're going to go straight in English, no time to lose. But how about the emotion? You're the guy that put this category in the map, or you're the legend of the sport, clashing against the new school, but you got your kid in the other side of the screen. How emotional you are right now?
Well, it's really a lot of emotion here, you know, because I know like my son is down there, look at me, you know, so you want, like, let's go, Papa, you need to win. So it's super nice to be here, you know, because, you know, like to be here also with all these guys on the beach, you know, give this support. So, you know, like it's really nice to be here.
We are proud to receive your vibration here in Brazil. Thank you very much for all your effort on the sport. You're such a legend, man. All the kudos for you. Your kid must be pretty proud of you.
Bacio grande, Michael. Ti voglio bene, eh? Ciao, ciao.
Te voglio muy bien, Michael. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Marcus. Yeah, of course, Michael Monteiro already gaining a little bit of status himself on the internet, already kite surfing. I think he's only 4 years old, but with Mitu, often does downwinders with him, and yeah, real inspiration. So obviously it's going to come natural for him as a family. But here we go, guys. This is getting serious now. And Cozzolino, he has revenge on the mind. So he is desperate to get to the final so he can replay against Camille Delanoy, but this man is not going to make it easy for him. He is on a high. He finished on the podium in Sotavento, finished third in the single elimination yesterday, and here we go. Ayrton Cozzolino, is he in business straight from the start? Yes, he is.
He is. He's but even so, that's a big move there. But for Ayrton, normally he'd start with an even bigger one. You can see he has game mode on. That's a really big. And there you go. 1, 2, just missing the second tic-tac there. But look at the flight. Look at the height. It's insane how he's going as high as guys on twin tips.
Yeah, he is. Importantly, didn't land too far away from his board there, but he did just stumble in his heat yesterday against Camille, made some mistakes early on, which are uncharacteristic, but James Karu, 2 huge tricks on the inside to open up his account. big back roll combinations. Double tic-tac there, I believe, coming into land. Switching up to toe side, are we going to see his big move?
Here we go. Toe side F5 from Mr. Karu. The Aussie means business. I mean, both of these boys are duotone and iron riders, teammates. They go all over the world together. James and Ayrton, huge friends on and off the water. Must be a friend, but you know, there's no friends on the water now. They are against each other, and there's bragging rights to be earned.
Ayrton isn't used to being under pressure, and he loves putting on a show. He loves riding with freedom, but let's see what we can do under pressure. Here we go, back roll, tic-tac. He just missed one. Is he going to make this one? Just about rides it away. Meanwhile, we cut back to James on the inside, doing something a little funky on a wave there. Not too many points for that, but let's see. Ayrton's score's going to jump up in a minute as we see James going for that toe side 5. Is he going to throw the shove it with it? Not quite, but
just trying. I think he was probably trying to go for that toe side 5 shove it, just seeing that he can get that rotation. Smart move. Instead of losing your board, okay, the point doesn't count, but he keeps it cool and complex. And now we can see Ayrton crossing in. There you go, kite loop. Look at the height. Look at the speed. This is what Ayrton is good at. He just comes out. It's as if he hasn't left the water. He just comes down with so much speed. Really good performance here from Ayrton. And James, just coming in a little bit too hot with that front roll board off. Yeah, here we have Ayrton on the outside. I can see, look at the speed he's going into this. Up. How did he hold on to that board? Can you explain to me, Jim, how he held on with that board?
Now, this is what is going to be exciting to see right now. So Ayrton is riding on a high. He's made one mistake, but he's bagged 3 big tricks. And when he's got away with something like that, as we just watched James
big kite loop. James just hitting the chop.
There's the difference right there. So Ayrton he's got his game face on. He's not making any mistakes, and he's getting away with a few things. So it wasn't perfect takeoff there. Just managed to hold on to the edge of the rail of the board. And there was still lots to do to bring it in on landing, but he got away with it. So, yeah, big trick. So, a little bit more relaxed now. Ayrton rides at his best when he's relaxed, when he's got his nose in front. He's always dangerous coming from behind with his handle pass tricks as well. But let's enjoy this.
Oh, look at the height with the flip. And he makes it. That's Ayrton's kite control. You saw how he looks like he was going to come down and land like a ton of the bits. Timed the kite, looped it above, gave him that little bit of support, and lands perfectly. I mean, we saw him in Fuerteventura going more than 15 seconds in the air. There's James coming in. Let go of the ball before you land, mate.
Hadn't seen anyone throw a kite loop there on the second rotation. There was an interesting one, obviously looking for some kind of difference. You've got to find a difference wherever you can against Ayrton. First couple of minutes, James will have seen that Ayrton is making no mistakes and going huge.
Only 1.55 points from James there. I think there's another score about to come in. So very, very close here. Ayrton seems to be on a high, hasn't missed a trick. James missing a couple of tricks there. Only 0.04 points ahead of Ayrton, and so this is close. Both of these riders. James actually has so much power and is one of the riders that is going as high as Ayrton, but Ayrton has a little bit more consistency. There you go. He's happy. This is dangerous for James. Ayrton, he's on a high. He has a smile. He's in his zone. James, nice big front roll, contending up to one of the best riders out there. Just hitting a little bit of chop there, Ayrton. So very good riding from both of these guys. It's great to see the vibes that they have here on the water in Brazil.
Ayrton Kutsalino turning the screw on James with the highest trick score we've seen in the competition so far, 8.97 for the back roll tic-tac, and I think that was the one that he just about got away with as well. Look at this.
Big kite loop from the Aussie, coming down like a ton of bricks. He's going for it. He knows he has to pull out the big moves. I mean, if you're going up against Airlines Corsalino, you go big or you go home.
Yeah, it is my mistake. I just said turning the screw on James, but if those scores are still to believe, James is still holding a lead. Hard to believe with the amount of stomped landings that we're seeing from Ayrton, but maybe we have some catch-up to do on James's tricks in the highlight package, but let's go with how the scores are at the minute. 26.87 and 21.5. James coming into the beach. This is kite loop territory. No, it's not. He's coming a bit close.
Ayrton. This is insane. It's amazing how he can come down. It looks like he's going to not come back on his feet on the board and just able to cat-like get up and continue advancing along the water. This just shows how impressive it is. And James absolutely killing himself.
You think he was going for a late back roll with that one?
Looked like it. There you go. For the first time in the heat, Ayrton has taken the lead over the Aussie. So, yeah, 1. Oh, unfortunate piece of chop there for Ayrton.
Haven't seen the unhook moves in a while from Ayrton. He again they let him down in his heat against Camille yesterday. He also had a slightly deflated center bladder, and when your touch and feel is so intricate with your kite, Ayrton's going to notice that. So I think that put him off a little bit as well yesterday.
That's
but anyway,
James going for that shove it of his, not quite making it.
But I say I would like to see him pull out the 3-1-3 because it is an incredible move, blurring the lines between wake style and strapless freestyle. He's the only rider who can pull it in such a way. And he always looks so pleased when he does, but let's see, it's not this time. This is the boogie loop.
Oh, there you go. He's been wanting to land that in competition for a long time. I think that's the first time he's landed that trick. Paulino had it, and now he has it as well. That's an impressive move.
He did get it in the single elimination, but not to the degree that he wanted. Although it was windy, perfect 25 to 30 knots, he said he does like a bit more wind for it, but here he goes into the front roll, pulls the kite back into a back roll behind him, gets the board underneath. If you are a fan of the Red Bull King of the Air, then you are going to love that maneuver. And just imagine how long it's taken to learn that and how many intricate parts of the trick there are. As you spin one way, the kite goes the other. You only have the board between your legs. That's where the rodeo comes into play, whatever you may think of it. It allows you to do a radical boogie loop.
No, very, very impressive. It's amazing. I mean, that screenshot right there when that key moment in the trick where he's pulling the bar complete.
Here we go.
Oh, look at the height. That's it. He's on a roll. He's feeling it. That was probably the biggest 3-1-3 we've seen from him in a while.
Camille Delanoy, are you watching?
Oh, I guarantee you he is biting his nails. Or maybe he isn't. You know, some guys take these tactics that maybe he's just not looking. He knows he's going to have to go out on the water, so he might just want to be, there and the front. So
come on.
Ayrton is on a roll. He's in his zone. He's feeling it. He's loving the aspect. But even so, he's had a really good heat. But look at those heat scores, Jim. Remember Matchu? Okay, I take that away. Just that the scoring just blew me there. There you go. So 45.93. That is an amazing score. And there's still minutes to go. Ayrton might be in the 50-point lane. And James just unfortunately not quite getting the rhythm in sync here.
Just slipping away from him now, isn't it, a little bit? It was so tight for so long. Ayrton pretty much twice the score of him now. But although there has been a change in format, which asks for a gentleman's agreement for riders to do one trick per tack instead of being able to do as many as they want. When riders can do as many tricks as they want, it often played into Ayrton's hands because within one tack, he could do 5 tricks in quick succession of the caliber of that back roll double tic-tac. Now imagine if he went off and did 4 more tricks. That heat wins within one tack. As an opponent, you're dead within a minute, but
insane. I mean, that was insane. Ayrton, he has so much control, but even so, I mean, a commanding lead over James Karu. But considering, James Karu, the Aussie, really only getting into strapless a year ago. He, such a powerful wave rider, and to be ending up in 3rd position here in Ceara, he has to be proud. And there you can see Ayrton with one of his the boards that he uses, his signature board, the Provoke, a more freestyle board. You can see the nose a little bit wider, a little bit tighter. He worked on this board, and it obviously has made it work for him here against James Karu.
Yeah, this is going to be one highlight package to remember. James Karu started the heat off really well, going big. He had to against Ayrton, but Ayrton landed his first trick. This was it, the back roll with a kite loop coming in. Just adjusting the lines as he went back out. James answered back really well. This was when the heat was really even in terms of points. James doing everything he could, not quite landing with the speed and power of Ayrton. Ayrton flying through the way. That's why he's called Cozzolino Airways.
No, very impressive. What I can't believe is the height these guys are getting. And this is one of my favorite moves from James. He's such a powerful rider, and you see the control and going toe side, and then Ayrton just eyeing down the crowd, pulling that bar with every muscle strain he has, and yeah, really, really impressive. This is it.
Look at this. How did he keep his foot on there, turned it into a tic-tac? Well, I've managed to get away with it, so I might as well turn it into something special. Here we go. Big back loop into the rodeo, looks through the bar, thinks about the kite loop, goes to the tic-tac instead. Just so much time, pulls the bar. Look at the softness he gets from the catch of the kite there with the heady loop at the end. James into a front roll, thinks about the 1-footer, just sticks to a single. That's the difference there, the combinations that Ayrton had, giving him a humongous kite score. heat score, sorry. Again, another kite loop. I've lost count of how many kite loops he did.
So
There's
many
another
maneuvers. No, really impressive riding here from Mr. Cossolino. He's back. I mean, Camille
There's the boogie
Delanois.
loop.
Look at that upside down. And he loves that. He's looking at his kite going, yes, yes, this was mine. And here it is. Look at the height. I don't care what part of the sport you're involved with. That is a legit 313.
Absolutely.
And he hasn't got straps or boots. That's amazing.
Guys, this isn't even the final. We will be back with the final, the women's final, right after this break. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. So here we are, GKA Kite-Surf World Tour, round 6. Jalou Langeray entering the water for the first time today. She won the women's single elimination yesterday, which means she is propelled all the way to the final of the double elimination, which is where we are right now. And this girl right in front of you, Carla Herrera, has come through 4 heats to meet Jalou. These are the top 2 women at the moment on the tour. Carla Herrera has a slight lead. Jalou Langeray is chasing her down. Both girls need the win here as we head towards the final event in Australia next month. It will be a combination wave and strapless freestyle event. This is a pure strapless freestyle event. So let's see how it goes. Carla has to beat Jalou twice.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a thing to do. There. Yeah, I mean, Carla, like you say, she has to beat Jalou twice to be able to claim herself the champion here in Brazil. So, I mean, that's not an easy task. Jalou Langeray, 2 times world champion. Carla, you know, very experienced with the strapless freestyle, just showing their nice little moves, nice little 1 foot. She's already got a good air trick on there, but Jalou Langeray also with a nice back roll rotation. So this is going to be an interesting heat, and let's see if Carla Herrera will have to run once again against Jalou to see if she can get this Brazilian title.
Yeah, one of the most fierce competitors in kiteboarding, no doubt. Jalou Langeray was, I believe, an 8-time Dutch freestyle world champion before she switched to waves. She's won 2 wave world championships and has a name in the sport as one of the most respected women for style in waves. Really, really aggressive. Right now, she has to deal with strapless freestyle, and she has to deal with Carla Herrera, who's riding on a high. She's improved her game since going out in the single elimination in the first round yesterday. Eye of the Tiger on for her. She's making very few mistakes, racking up up to 14 tricks in a heat. So let's see how she gets on here. Already got a bit of a lead over Jalou. That's what she has to do. She's got to keep her nose in front because Jalou will be chasing her down. Jalou, of course, is Kevin Langeray's sister. What a kiteboarding family that is. Kevin, obviously, the current King of the Air, also is a PKRA freestyle world champion as well. Has competed with us on the Wave Tour in Mauritius last year. Did really, really well. Ended up in the top 5 or 6. Great caliber in waves. Kevin, obviously one of the iron men of the sport. Give him a board, give him a kite. He can do anything with it. Jalou, very much of the same ilk as she heads right far out the back there to find a bit of kicker that she liked for a little shove-it trick. Not landing that one. Carla moved 4 points ahead now. Little wave on the inside. Is she going to use it as a little lip? No, not quite.
Yeah, you can see the face of determination there. I mean, you know, this is where it's at. Nice back row. Just holding that on the inside. She really likes doing that. just in front of those white waters, so that's going to be a good score in there. Jalou, ooh, not too happy there with Carla rotating her kite in front of her. Nice little air there, so very good movements there from the Dutch lady.
Yeah, so Carla is leading the tour at the minute. Jalou is actually in 4th. She missed Tarifa, but once there has been 5 events on the tour, the women will get a discard, so that will even out. And Jalou is definitely within reach, but she needs to win this one, really. She needs to win this heat. And she, if she beats Carla once, she wins the Ceara Pro, which is this round 6 of the GKA Kite-Surf World Tour. This is the final. Jalou's just moved into the lead just slightly. We will catch up as ever with the highlight package on all the tricks that have gone down in the heat, just to see where those totals come from. Water causing as much of a challenge as the opponent at the minute on the way out when it's that choppy. So right, Jalou deciding to head out back, find a little bit of a smoother section if she can. She tried a little shove it out here on her last tack. Is she going to try it again? We're back with Carla.
She's definitely looking for that little flat section on the back to be able to do something there. Maybe it's this back loop rodeo. That should be, you know, this would be the time to pull it out. And little shove it, transition, puts her in the lead there, 23.34 against 19.23. So good performance here from Carla Herrera from Spain.
Every fiber in her legs working there just to hold that 180 together. Every little trick counting towards her championship right now in this crucial stage against Jalou. As we said, she has to beat Jalou, and then she has to beat Jalou again in a super final. If Jalou wins once, then that is it, game over. But Carla's fought well today. 4 heats she's come through, hasn't she, Joe?
She has, yeah, really impressive. Got kicked out very early in the single elimination, the first round to be exact, and Jalou, you know, winning the single elimination. So no matter what happens, if Carla wants to be proclaimed the champion here, she has to beat this lady twice, and that's no easy task. Jalou, 2 times world champion, like you said, 8 or 9 times national Dutch champion. She has so much competition experience. She knows what she has to do, where to pull out the moves. I don't put it past her. You know, there's a little bit of a lead on her now, but still early days in the heat, and let's see how Jalou comes out and performs.
Yeah, absolutely. Jalou, 28 years old. I would say right at the peak of her wave riding career now, absolutely just improving season by season. Spends a lot of time in Cape Town, as do I, so I do get to see her improvement firsthand, and it is very, very impressive. But 28, obviously, top age bracket for freestyle, but for waves, obviously more experience counts. And with strapless freestyle being a new discipline, here we go with
toe
the
side air reverse.
Right. Nice. She's really strong riding the skater there, I think, from Nash, which seems to go as well backwards as it does forwards. Really flat rocker line, some channels in the front, and she managed to keep the weight forwards, keep the fins out there for quite a long time before smoothly transitioning the board round. Not the biggest score, but Jalou is in control, and she doesn't throw anything that she's not really sure that she has a chance of making. So let's see how we go. Here we go. A rider in front of Carla again seems to have been common in the last rounds. Let's see, Jalou just moved downwind a bit there, so Carla now has space if she wants to throw something, but front and center is Jalou. The camera's going to stick with Jalou. She heads in towards the beach. Into the front roll. That's a nice transition, just not getting the float from the kite there. Mistimed the kite, had a nice spin.
Yeah, just not quite getting that kite timing right, you know, especially those kind of moves. You need that bottom turn of the kite to be able to pull you through. You're landing with not a lot of power, quite crunched up, and she just needed that little bit of a pull to be able to take her out. Nice air there on the outside. I mean, still very close heat. You know, there's only 1 or 2 tricks away. Jalou can still come out on top here, but Carla Herrera from Spain proving that she is a force to be reckoned with in strapless freestyle, and really completing a lot of tricks, and definitely had some really good scores there.
Yeah, absolutely. She looks like she's going to keep the party going if the score goes like this. We don't want it to end, and if she wins, we're going to have to do this again. So let's see, Carla, come on, here we go. Left foot forward. This is back loop territory for her, isn't it? Let's see.
See, I can.
She gets just obviously getting some message from the beach that she's in the lead.
Oh, nice air reverse there from Jalou Languerie. Really good control. I like how she lands with those fins forward. waits, make sure that she can spin that board around. She's asking, seeing, with that's Gustavo Arrojo on the shore, who did so well in the single elimination, giving her his teammate Jalou Langley some of the information needed. Probably has the phone, knowing Gustavo has the phone ready, seeing what the score difference is. And I reckon, you know, what would you give Jalou for that air reverse? A 4, 4.5, something like that?
Yeah, it was quite nice and powered and landed with speed, wasn't it? The 180 spin out was pretty good. So it's definitely in the 5 category compared to what we've seen from the other girls, which obviously must be used as a bit of a yardstick for the judges. So let me see. It wasn't the toe side air reverse, was it?
And she just landed that front roll she's been trying. Super happy, 2 hands up. That's a big move. I reckon we're probably still waiting for those 2 scores to come in for Jalou there. So
4.63 for the air reverse, Joe. So not quite 5.
Not quite 5. Still a solid score there. And she just did that front roll. Back loop on the outside, landing perfectly, stacking up the points at the very end. Does she have a back roll? She does. A pretty good one. And there you go. Closing moments for Carla. Very happy. I think she might have sealed the deal.
Let's just
there
see,
with that
because
last move.
there was a little flurry of tricks there at the end from Jalou, and we all know that world champions are capable of doing that in the last minute, have intricate awareness of time. Jalou won't know, though. That's
No,
JC. They're going to tell her, feed her some info. She will say that we don't know either because the heat scores hadn't added up on the phone. There's Gustavo Arroyo.
He looks pretty hype. I mean, Gustavo knows his stuff. He looks pretty hype. But obviously, you know, we'll be continuing here. And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Camille Delanois. Will be going up against Ayrton Cosolino. This is what we've been waiting for. Local boy wonder kid from France, absolutely killing it. And Ayrton Cosolino coming forward to the final. So let's see, we're waiting for the final scores to come in here with Jalou and Carla to see if we will have a second super final here in Prea, Brazil.
Yeah, absolutely. Highlights from this, potentially what is one of 2 finals for the women. It could be the end if Jalou's won. It will be fractions. Tiny amounts of points if Jalou has one, because Carla was in front as we came into the end. There's the air reverse. Wasn't her main air reverse, actually. I think she did another one that was faster. There's the back roll that we've seen many times from Carla on the inside using the kicker. There's a bigger board off with a foot switch from Jalou.
Really impressive. Nice little 1 foot there from Jalou, holding that. You see Carla out there. There we go. Little rodeo. Carla kept it busy. She was doing trick after trick, and then at the end, Jalou seemed to find her flow at the very end of that heat. So it'd be interesting to see the scoreboard. And nice toe side air reverse, controlling it, keeping that weight on the back just so she doesn't get those fins caught. Really good move there.
Generally, I would say throughout that Jalou's landings were a little bit stronger, but as we've seen so far, it's a high trick count with a high average count that has been winning heats. Jalou with the double front there in a transition, that could have won her the heat.
It could have won her the heat, but unfortunately for Jalou from Holland, and fortunately for us because it means we're going to see another great final, Jim. Carla Herrera came through on that, so we will have a second super final here in Brazil, and we'll be back with you guys in a second after this commercial break.
Okay, guys. Oh, where's my microphone? Hello, guys. Welcome back. We are very, very excited here. We are coming up to the final. And here, I'm delighted to be able to bring this to you. I'm Jim Gorn, editor of Kite World magazine, press manager for the GKA. Ayrton, bang, there he goes. Alongside me, Josie Astula, ex-GKA Pro rider and GKA tour manager. Joe, set the scene for us. Camille, fresh onto the water. Ayrton already warmed up and has already delivered as an absolute clinic, reaching nearly 50 points in his last semi-final heat against James Karu.
These boys, this is the battle. This is what we've been waiting for. Ayrton is going incredibly, really high. Also, Camille starting off not quite a smooth landing in the first trick, but you know, local wonder kid has been riding impressively throughout the whole event. There you go, control, collected, very nice floating back roll grab there from the Frenchman.
Yeah, he was doing those all day long yesterday to get himself through to the final. Barely made a mistake on those big back rolls. Very, very used to the strong and stable winds that we have here, which just make that back roll look so good, nice and floaty. But he only has to beat Ayrton once. Ayrton has to beat him twice in order to claim the event win. We've just seen Carla manage to beat Jalou, forcing a super final, which will come after this. Can Ayrton Kutsalino do the same? Can he keep the party going? Can he bring us more action? Already up to 14.27. Here he goes.
Oh, looping it and solid. He has his confidence back, Ayrton. This is different from what we saw to him in the single elimination, but Camille isn't going to make it easy for him. That is an awesome back roll, shove it into a rodeo. This kid, he has so much talent, so young. One of the main F1 riders here, together with Mitu Monteiro. So much style, so much experience at such a young age. He's going to be doing huge things for us in the tour years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Back roll with a tic-tac into the rodeo.
Very nice.
Fairly standard trick for Ayrton, but it's safely in the bag. So pleased that we got to come to Brazil for this event. 25 to 30 knots, most riders say, is perfect for strapless freestyle. Allows them to go big, but also experiment with board maneuvers. Not so windy that everything becomes difficult, so it's a great match. And obviously the stable wins here. Mitu Monteiro calls this place a gym for kite surfing. So let's see how many maneuvers these guys can pull out in the final. It was huge in the semi. Ayrton Kutsalino have just come through against James Karu. Here he comes, just messaging something on the beach.
Looking, obviously has a caddy there with a second thing. Nice air reverse. That's insane how he just twists his body like that and lands with so much speed. You can see he has the guys on the beach making sure what the point difference is, how it's going. Look at him. He's going with full speed. This is going to be big. Back roll, rodeo, flip, perfect landing. Ayrton is on a roll. This is what I like to see. And there you go, Mr. Delanois. Nice shove it back roll, huge answering back. Both of these riders are firing.
Come on, Camille, that was great. Just holding it. He's holding it together well. There is a lot of pressure on him as the winner of the single elimination. This is his home spot. Found himself on his first podium in 2.5 years yesterday, riding on a high, but he is going to have to be on his star game, I would say, against Ayrton Kutsalino. Just had a little look there over his shoulder to see what Ayrton was doing. Refocused on his own game, goes into a back roll with a tic-tac, gets it underneath.
Oh, just missing the landing. I'm pretty sure he missed the landing on that one. Very nice back roll, tic-tac from Camille, but just not quite landing over the front edge. And Ayrton seemed to be coming in like a ton of bricks there. There we go, back roll, rodeo, kite loop. Nice little transition. Landing nice and smooth. This is where Ayrton starts to be dangerous. He starts landing and a front shove it. This is where you start to see Kutsalino going at it. Just trick after trick, move after move, starting to get that rhythm, get that flow. But I know Mr. Delanois is not going to make it easy for him. Very nice back roll tic-tac there, Jim.
Yeah, he's standing up to the blows well. Ayrton just rapid punches all the time, isn't he? Just blow after blow. And what a range. I mean, he is the guy, he's pretty much the only guy who can hit all 6 trick families, and we generally see it in every heat. We haven't seen the 3-1-3 yet. And what I enjoyed last time when he came in, it looked like he was just having a chat with someone on the beach and then popped into the super nice, he does this kind of back roll into the wind, but it's a powered back flat 3, isn't it? And then carried on his conversation at the same time. Here we go.
Oh, and he's going to land that. Oh, unfortunately got caught up on the chop. Really big kite loop there from Ayrton Kutsalino, and let's see if we can get the camera back on Camille. He's going out, looking for the chop. 1, 2. Is he landing on top of the board by almost? Yeah, Camille knows. I mean, you know, Ayrton has the handle passes over Camille, but Camille has that dreaded triple front loop in his arsenal. He's been landing it in a few heats here. It's what gave him the win before. He knows going against the top seed rider like Ayrton Costolina, he's going to pull out all the guns.
Absolutely.
And this is what he's doing here in this final.
Absolutely. It has killed off Ayrton Costolino unbelievably twice already, that maneuver, the triple front. For some reason, it's not a direction that he's gone, but Camille needs to be a bit closer before pulling the trigger on that. It will bring him up closer, but also almost at a whopping 50 points out in Costolino already. Camille with lots to do. Nice kicker shaping up here. Is he going to use it?
I think he's waiting for Ayrton on the top right-hand corner. Looked like Ayrton was going for something. There is a gentleman's agreement here. Each of them are going to turn 1, 2. Huge double front roll there from Camille. That's it in the bag. Ayrton has hit the 3-1-3. Look at the smile. Look at the smile. I know that smile. He's happy. He's amped. He's firing. He's hungry.
Absolutely loves the feeling of that trick, doesn't he? When you catch him on the beach just after he's done that, I mean, I've never seen him froth as much. He loves going big. He loves riding huge waves. But when he blurs the lines between the two disciplines like that and lands a cutting-edge wake-style trick as if in boots, I think he just likes everybody seeing that.
It's insane. That's a 21-point difference. I mean, I bet his father, Libero, is watching this and can be proud. Very nice back roll, inverted by Camille. This isn't over. This is not over. Camille knows what he has to do. Has to get maybe 3 big moves, 3-7 moves. He's fully capable of doing it. There's the boogie loop. Look how big that was. No, does he come out of that?
Oh! Oh my God.
That's insane. And that will count the risk factor in that move. The judges will count that. It has a big butt check, but that will be counted.
Joe, let me just tell you, I don't know what he's going to get for that boogie loop. For the front side 360, the shifty 3, he got a 9.43.
Oh.
That's how difficult that trick is
insane.
and how much risk and power is. 9.43.
No, that's an amazing
Shades away
move.
from perfection.
No, both of these guys are going out. I mean, look at that score, 45.26 against 59.63. Both of them riding super well. And I know Camille, he needs 2 7-point moves here. That's what he's going to be aiming for. So I'm guaranteeing he's probably going to be going for front shove it and maybe that triple front loop. That's the only thing that can get him past that family of the handle passes done by Ayrton.
Exactly.
He's ready. He's looping. He's
But let's just work out that almost 60 points from Ayrton has come from 8 tricks. Camille broken the 50-point mark, the only riders to have done it so far. What a final. Camille doing everything he can.
Tic-tac with the flip. That's another big score by Ayrton there.
This is triple front roll territory now. Come on.
Do or die. Camille
happen?
knows this. 1 front loop, 1 foot. Last minute. So Camille, you can see, here you go. Camille is coming back to the shore. He knows he's got a nice score there with that front loop 1 foot, which increase it probably to maybe 53 points. He's going to go out and try and hit that triple front roll. It's do or die time here.
Yeah, he does it on the tack on the way out. He won't be doing it on the inside. He'll just be getting some pump up from the crowd.
1, 2, spin around, land it. Insane.
Now, not every single trick that Ayrton's landing is going to be making a difference to his overall score now. It's the top 8. Nah, not quite with the board with him there. It looks like this might be going to a second final as we stand, but there's only 3 points in there. If Ayrton lands this, will make a difference.
60-point force hit. He's broken the 60-point mark. Let's see if Camille gets back to his board. If I was Camille and I got back to my board, I'd just be going straight out. No, that's a little bit too far away, unfortunately. Okay, so that looks, it's going to be a second super final. Scores still have to be confirmed, but by our screen at the moment, we know they have to validate the last moves, but isn't that amazing? I mean, Camille Delanois, 57.19 and loses the heat. That just shows how impressive that 60.45 from Ayrton was. Both of these riders going absolutely to the moon on every single move, controlling the landings. The 3-1-3 from Ayrton, the double front roll from Camille. We could be talking here for hours with this highlight reel.
So many times in sports, it's the semi-finals and quarter-finals that seem to reach their peak, but here in Prea. The winds are carrying on pumping. These two guys want the victory more than anything. Ayrton looking for revenge. Looks like he might have got revenge for the loss yesterday, but they're going to have to do it again if Ayrton has one. Camille making some really, really nice landings. Has barely put a foot wrong all competition. Managed to beat Ayrton yesterday. Only the third time that has ever happened, but Ayrton looks right on form here.
Look at how he spins underneath that bar and putting in the board against the wind. And there, that rodeo flip. The kite control Ayrton has, it's insane. He has a sixth sense, and I mean, Camille, hat off to him. 57, he's only 3 points away from one of the best heats we've seen from Ayrton. He can be proud of himself, and this isn't over.
No.
We still have, unless the scoring changes for us, we will still have the super duper final coming up next.
That is the new name for it, and fittingly, it must be coming up to beer o'clock. Wherever you are, grab a can and get yourself back here for the final if we have another one. But we do have the women's rerun of the final coming up as well. There was a double. Could he have turned it into a triple? Would that have sealed the deal for him already if he had? Double front roll, still a big scoring trick. But here we go. Just watch this. Just watch this.
Boom. That is textbook, and the smile at the end just says it all. And Camille and Dunham riding so well, and Ayrton as well. Both of these guys pushing the envelope. Insane. And there's the boogie loop, upside down, looping underneath, holds it until the end. The amount of power, determination to get into that trick is amazing.
Did you see how much he was pulling? I reckon that kite did 2 loops just to keep his momentum going, to get his butt check so he could get back on the board. He was just constantly pulling on the end of the bar as he was lying flat on the water. We've seen him do that. He loops it like 3 times just to that's how you stay on your board, everybody. Just keep looping your kite. It's obviously how he broke the world record as well, but we'll come back. We are going to a break. Catch you in a minute.
Foi sumido. O sabor original de Sprite voltou.
And we're back here in beautiful Brazil for the super final in between Carla Herrera and Jalou Langari. Carla Herrera beat Jalou in the first final, so now if she wants to be crowned the champion here in Prea, she has to beat Jalou one more time. Very close heat in between these girls. Really good maneuvers from Carla. Nice back loop rodeo. And Jalou, the style and some of her air reverse rotations. Speed in, speed out. Really good riding from both of these ladies, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that's surely going to come into play now is that Carla must be getting a bit tired. 8-minute heats. This is going to be her 6th. Coming up to 48 minutes of intense riding.
Starting off, this girl, she has a heat trick lister. That was starting off again, a little air, probably getting a 2.5, 2.8 point average on that one. Just going up, putting a few points on the board. Jalou missing her first trick there. Looked like she was going to go for that back loop transition. Unfortunately, not quite making that. But yeah, this is what I mean. The determination in the ladies' faces is insane. Oh, missing the air reverse transition she normally has on tap there. So obviously, super final brings super nerves.
Yeah, indeed it does. Jalou Langari heading back in towards the beach for the first time. Carla landing cleanly. Looked like it was a one-footer if we would remember her general heat strategy.
Jalou there was a nice little pop air, switching the feet around. Yeah, good scores for all of them. Carla already at a 7.43, and we have Jalou at a 4.6, but I think she still has the score for the air to come in there. Oh,
just managing to ride that one out. Okay, Jalou on the outside, a little bit more wind on the outside, some steeper chop. This is where a lot of riders have been finding that they like the rotations out the back there.
Yeah, you can see Jalou just taking the lead there for a second, but it will be retaken by Carla there after that little board off. So really good to see how busy the girls stay. They look for the chop, look for the advantages, and it's all about keeping scores on the board, keeping your cool. Nice little air reverse there, transition. She's really clean and collected through that move.
Yeah, really, really impressive, Carla, today. She seems to be every trick that she's doing. She's got variations on the one before. That was a really, really nice tic-tac, bringing the board round, back under the feet, managing to bring the kite round with the other hand. She has improved loads and loads and loads since the last time we saw her out. But she is the tour leader. She has focused more than the other riders on strapless freestyle, and you can see that it's paying off now with many, many tricks in a heat. Jalou having on the catch-up already.
Oh, nice. Very nice air reverse there. I really like how she bends those legs and the flexibility. You can see the yoga, you can see the training that Jalou puts on and off the water there.
Absolutely.
We have Carla coming in, right. She's going to look, yeah, that back row. Not quite getting the speed. Jalou, 16.6. Carla 14.3, so Jalou obviously had a talking to herself and does not want to lose that crown here in Brazil.
As we said, 28, many, many years of competitive experience. Started competing when she was 14 years old in the Netherlands. So bags of experience. Not necessarily in this discipline, but it's the mentality of a champion, isn't it? It doesn't matter what you're doing. You seem to be able to keep cool, calm under pressure. Didn't quite manage it first time of asking, so she means business this time. Here she comes. First hand off. Here's the little board off.
Board off,
lands
transition.
that this time.
Nice.
What's going to be important for Jalou is to ensure that she just keeps landing things, because that's what Carla's managing to do. She's not going any bigger, and she's not trying to do anything too clever. She's playing within herself and making sure that she lands everything. So putting everything onto Jalou. Jalou has to keep some consistency, because Carla's getting away with everything.
She is getting away with everything. That was a very risky move there on the inside. Jalou trying that little pot shove it flip. Very, like you're saying, both of the girls are keeping busy, not going for anything huge. Jalou has the experience under her belt. She's been there. She's got the T-shirt. She knows what it is to be trailing or leading in a final. Right at this moment, she's trailing only by a point. Very small difference. So you still know that Jalou's got that front roll board off still in her arsenal that she's obviously going to be pulling quite soon. Trying something there, we just missed there for a minute. We'll have to see that in the replay, but didn't quite land it. So early stages in the heat, but Carla just racked up another move on the outside, going to 21.26. So 5-point average here that she's going to has a lead. So definitely starting to flow and get her mojo together.
Robotic Carla seems to be at the minute. Oh, commentator's curse again there, Jim. But if this was, there we go, Jalou doing what she needs to do again. She's keeping the scoreboard ticking over. That 16.6 is going to change in a minute with that back roll.
Definitely, because she doesn't have a back roll on her scoring sheet there, Jim, so that will be 4 points.
Exactly. But if this was a wave contest, Carla, again, right in front of you, just keeps landing. Moves out of the way there. That was nice to see. Jalou was already on her tack. But if this was a wave competition, this is a combination tour, Jalou would easily be the favourite, but it's not. We're looking for the most complete rider, and the complete rider on this tour has to prevail in strapless freestyle competitions as well, and that is where we're at. Women's final, second super final, double elimination here in Prea. Carla is ahead for the second time in as many heats against Jalou Langeray. Closing minutes now. Jalou is going to have to pull something out. Carla didn't even look at her there, did she?
No, the dreaded glares were going left, right, and centre. I could feel the X-ray vision from over here, Jim. And yeah, I mean, closing heat, super final. Both of these girls want it. Both of them are hungry. And you see Carla on the inside going, what's up? How many points am I behind, or how many points am I in front? And this is the time Jalou needs to pull out that front roll. There you go. Nice little air. Once again, trying to get that little point difference. And they're all great little, rodeo. God, just missing that, won't be counting. She's going to be wanting to try that in the final moments of the heat to seal the deal. So I reckon we're going to see that front roll board off from Jalou and the back rodeo attempts from Carla. That's going to be the defining moments here on this super final.
Some nice little wave kickers forming up on the inside. Don't forget that we have a rerun of the men's super final coming up between Anne Casalino and Camille Delanoy. They are going to be making use of those kickers, no doubt. We're in the final moments of the women's. It's nail biting. Can Jalou land that? She's going to need
She
a 5 from that.
does.
That's going to make a difference.
Let's see how the judges score that. That's close. She still has that toe side air reverse in her arsenal. She's probably going to tack just behind Carla. Make sure she has enough time. Carla coming in, saw that front roll, knows she's got to do something here. This is going to be a close and down to the wire. Jalou, 28.07. She's ahead. She has pulled that off.
Cruel for Carla. But the mark of a champion from Jalou, pulling it out just at the last minute. Carla is just going to get this information right now. The guys on the beach will have seen that just as we did. Carla probably has one more tack here. Fortunately for her, Jalou didn't make that. So let's see. One trick to win it.
It's here. Dial, be killed. Dial, be killed. Come on, Carla. Back loop, rodeo. Back to Carla. Let's see if she made that rodeo there.
Tense times.
Very tense. I'm nail biting here. Edge of my seat, Jim.
So's Jalou looking back.
Oh,
can she squeeze one more run in? She'll be timing this turn to perfection. She's a born competitor. She'll be looking at her watch, have it set perfectly on the 9-minute mark.
Both of them there, so close. Carla knows it's tight. Both of these girls have the information on the beach. Those scores have been up, so they would have told her. Let's see, Jalou, little rodeo, and Carla. Let's see what she's got. This has got to be some of the last moves of the heat.
1 minute. We can hear the MC shout. She has one more look at the watch. It could be 2 more tacks if she's quick. It's probably only 1. Jalou's crashed out the back. Carla's seen that. Okay, she needs to land this. Whatever it is, she needs to land it, and it needs to be higher than, I reckon, 4.5 to...
It's that back loop rodeo, and then both of them know it. Here we have Jalou on the inside. Does she land it? She doesn't.
Oh, that's a question for the judges.
That would be a question mark there. You know what? I think that might be the difference because it's a different category. Okay, quite a big back check there, but she... If I was Carla, I'd go for it again. Better
Just
safe than sorry. Oh,
get on with it.
0.21 points. But just in case, I'd go for it again, just to make sure.
What's happened on the inside? Come on, Carla, that's huge.
Oh, that is a kite loop. That was huge. What did Jalou do to get that final score? Both of the girls going in like a bomb at the end.
Come on, girls.
So we have a 33.07 on the screen against Carla, 28.26. Jalou put in a final score in the last moments of the heat there. Let's see if there's a validation here.
Jalou went dark off camera. We didn't see what happened, but somehow I think she's destroyed the spirit of Carla there. If she's managed to just put some demon move in the background. Jalou getting a good glimpse of that. There's the back roll from Jalou, filling that category clean.
What did Jalou do there at the final instance of the heat? That's the mark of a champion. It's not over until it's over.
What a strapless freestyle competition it has been in terms of excitement and close competitions and small numbers making the difference. That's a nice looking maneuver from Jalou there. Very elegant.
Little rodeo. So I wonder what it is. It's got to be coming up soon, Jim.
Let's pick it apart, Joe. Let's hope that we caught it.
That's that back roll rodeo from Carla. Quite a big butt check, but I'm presuming the judges would count that. And there's that kite loop, so we're going to have to keep it holding and see when the results come in. But yeah, that was some great performance from both ladies, and we'll be right back after the break.
Right, Josie Asila and myself, Jim Gaunt, we are just trying to pick apart what happened at the end there. It didn't look like we caught the final trick from Jalou. Just as Carla went into a huge kite loop that we hadn't seen before, the score for Jalou went right up, and we will find out what's happening. It looked like Jalou got a rodeo there just in the last minute, which gave her a 5, which pushed her up, and it looks like my score has updated here. We will confirm that for you, but I think it looks like Jalou has just snuck ahead. But here we go. We'll confirm that right up on your screen right now. This is the second time these guys have met in the last 15 minutes. Ayrton Cuzzolino did what he had to do. He beat single elimination winner Camille Delanoy and has forced a super final. And man, are we pleased about that. The last one was insane, Joe.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I mean, Ayrton's going over 60 points, and now Camille Delanoy 57, 3 points in between these guys, and seeing what happened. Amazing from both of them, and now less than 1 minute away from the super final between Camille Delanoy on F1 and Ayrton Cuzzolino on duotone. This is what strapless freestyle is about, Jim.
Here we go. Let's get some atmosphere from the beach. This is what the competitors are seeing when they come in. It's like someone there with Ayrton's spare kite.
Green flag, bring it on. I'm excited.
All right, pull up your chairs, boys and girls. Here we go. This is strapless freestyle demonstration at an A-grade style. Camille Delanoy not quite making that landing. Stick with us, it's coming.
It's coming. Ayrton eyeing him down, making sure that he has space, because obviously Ayrton takes off here, lands in Jerry. Bang! Big back roll. Smooth landing, making sure that Camille saw that, really controlled. Yeah, both of these boys, I mean, they want it. This is a super fine. I mean, these are the moments that, as a competitor, this is what you want. This is what you live for.
Exactly. It's the reason they have followed this tour. Both riders followed this tour. Camille Delanoy, just under 3 years, but Ayrton has done every single event. He's the current world champion.
Oh, how did he land that? Do you see how he got that board underneath his feet?
This is what we were saying. A lot of people credit Ayrton with being the most adept kite handler in the game. Whatever code of kiteboarding you do, looks like Jalou's won.
We have a winner. Jalou Langare is the winner. That is congratulations, Jalou. Amazing work from here, and we're going to be celebrating that right after we continue with the final on the water.
Party time in Holland, party time here in Prea as Camille comes down.
Oh,
nice.
Big move from the Frenchman.
Well done, Camille. He's got to keep the heat up against Ayrton, because when Ayrton's riding on a high, he's had 2 amazing heat wins already. Unstoppable.
Oh, mate, we're gonna need a glass of water and a beer after this. It's move after move, name after name. 14.5 for Camille. Camille is in front of Ayrton at the moment. We're still probably waiting for that kite loop to come in. Keeping it busy. This is what he wants to do. He wants to keep the pressure on Ayrton, making sure that he keeps Ayrton busy so that he doesn't get too much of a lead, because Ayrton is on a roll, is a snowball with destruction.
Yeah, exactly. Just Camille just doing a nice tic-tac at the top of that back roll. But with the slight change in format that we've had, usually it's an open format. Riders can trick wherever they want, as much as they want. But with this new live stream, we're looking for quality over quantity. We need a little bit more order in the heat. So it's 1 trick per tack. And it has worked, because we've had a real show. But Ayrton has it within him to do 5 tricks in 1 tack from every kite family and destroy someone within a minute, but he's not able to do that. And it is playing well for Camille, who is a super smooth rider, going up for the back roll into the tic-tac.
Oh, that was quality. You can see landing switch turns. Looking at the landing, he had that board under control at the top of the move, came down, and Ayrton going huge tic-tac. Flip. Look at the kite control. He gets that loop underneath him, puts that board. That is one of the hardest maneuvers in strapless freestyles today.
It's aerial acrobatics, isn't it, at the minute?
This is amazing. I mean, I can imagine the guys from Cirque du Soleil watching this and going, how is he doing that?
Anyone in any sport or any activity watches Ayrton Cuzzolino, generally with their jaw on the floor, and I'm so glad that he's back on form for this final. 1, 2,
boom, straight in the face of Cuzzolino. Let's see how he answers back.
Okay, great for Camille to get the double locked in early on. Means he can focus on the triple, knowing that he's got the double score locked in. Not something that we see Ayrton do that much of, front roll variations, but he has a boogie leap within him as well, which generally outscores a double. Here we go.
Double back loop, rodeo. This is amazing. I honestly, it looks like he's going to come down like a ton of bricks and then graciously as a cat lands on his feet.
It's the kite control, you know. He has such good Wi-Fi connection with his kite that he knows exactly where it is. It's almost like it's plugged into his bloodstream, and he just manages to, honestly, just control it in such a formidable way. It's unbelievable.
Nice little front loop, 1 foot there from Camille. This is close,
Camille's
both
in
of the
front, Joe.
riders. Yeah, very. Oh, Ayrton missing the front shove it. So that is, I think that's the first move we've seen Ayrton miss in the whole of the heat.
Certainly in a long time. He didn't miss many in the last one, which is why he ended up with over 50 points. Both riders over 50 points in the last heat. So you can see there's plenty more to come here. 34.92 for Camille. That's not a bad lead. I mean, Ayrton's getting 8.92 into the 9s for some of his tricks for the 3-1-3. So we would expect him to catch. But
loop.
Camille.
That is amazing. I really like how he extends, looks over his shoulder, extends his feet up, points his toes to the sky, comes around, says hi to the crowd, lands clean in his hometown.
Absolute credits to Camille. He's maintained consistency from the first heat of this competition and never faltered, never changed his rhythm, gone big, technical, had power, done a trick every single tack. Really, really impressive to watch. If he wins, he deserves it. Whichever of these riders comes out on top absolutely deserves it.
Huge. Oh, Ayrton, head over heels, got quite a far way around from his board there. It's going to take him at least a minute or 30 seconds to get back. Camille, this is the moment. This is the advantage. Nice back row, hitting the chop. He doesn't want to be doing this right now. It's an opportunity. He has Ayrton in the water, got back to his board like a fast shark. He is going in for the kill.
It's all happening on screen, and it's all happening in the top left corner. Just as Camille took off, Ayrton's score updated, bringing him half a point away. Camille didn't quite make the landing, but looks like another score registered for him. He's gone ahead again by 4 points. 4 points is nothing to these guys. It's one trick away.
Ayrton's coming in. He's going to be doing a move here on the inside. He was mentioning to the people on the beach. There we go. He's taking off. It's handle pass time. You can see. Does he get it? He misses it. Well, he had it landed. Doesn't matter. He can land with or without the bar in his hand. Upside down handstanding. But unfortunately, that doesn't count.
Yeah, certainly not the 9 that he got for it last time. But you could see how easily he's got it within the bag in perfect conditions. But the front roll shove it, there's a heat-winning score. If ever there was one in most heats, we're going to see those scores updated. Camille has just broken the 50-point barrier. Only these two riders have done this in the competition. So
Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. Going out with speed, hitting the chop, going up, shove it underneath himself, controlling, looping the kite, holding it by the skin of his teeth. That front shove it from Ayrton must have been in the 7-point range, because he's gone, 7.4 range. Very impressive shove it there from Ayrton. Amazing riding. He just came in and out of that with so much power and flow.
Yeah, it looks to me like we're down into the last 3 minutes. Here goes the, he's just not finding the takeoff.
He knows he knows how close it is. He knows the move. He's going, all right, I'm going to try this one more time. If not, give me that other kite and I'm going to the moon.
Yeah. Send it, City. Here we go. We are into the last couple of minutes, so I reckon he's got one tack out, one tack in, and then possibly a kite change, and then we'll see. But anyway, he's going for a kite loop, a little Superman. Is he going to land it? He's not. This is playing into Camille's hands. If he lands this...
Oh, there you go. He's already 11 points ahead of Ayrton. He's going to have an increase on that score, because that was if I'm not mistaken, that was a front loop rodeo kite loop, very high, really good control by the Frenchman, a local here from Prea. He knows he has an advantage, but Camille, it's not over until the buzzer, mate. You're up against the best of the world.
Yeah, Ayrton Cozzolino has only been beaten 3 times in the strapless freestyle competition. Here he goes, a 3-1-3. This one looks good.
It is quality, but even though Ayrton has landed that, he still needs one more move, because that is 46 to 57. So Camille has an 11-point lead over him. That must be close to 9.5 on that handle pass. That was amazing.
Joe, I just want to mention something there. When he came, he hasn't made that one, but when he came down from that 3-1-3, unhooked. Did you see he looked over his shoulder, talked to the crowd at the same time as he was bottom turning into the wave?
It's just,
if we can get that on the replay on that trick to just extend from a bit, I'm not sure we'll be able to, but that, just from kite surfing joy, that was good for me.
Insane. I mean, here you go. Look, Camille was intelligent in this heat. He had a big enough lead on Ayrton, that even with that amazing 3-1-3, he is still in the lead, not by far. Ayrton is looking for that kite loop, not quite getting it. Camille is winning by the skin of his teeth there. Oh!
That's it.
I think we have to, I'm not even going to say it, because if I could, I'd want these guys to go and run it again. But on our screen, as we stand, it looks like Mr. Delanois, 57.85 against Ayrton Cosolina, 56.54. Let's just double check that everything's there.
13 points there.
Amazing.
From 13, from 16 tricks. The average in that heat was very, very good, over the 7s into the 8s.
I could talk for this for hours. I mean,
a 9 in there.
Insane.
Hey, there's a 10.
It's
Ayrton
10.
Cosolina got a 10 for that front side 360. And at the end of it, just the way he came out of it. I mean, I reckon they gave him that because of how much control he had. He was communicating to the crowd as he landed. If that's not control, then I don't know what is. That's what gives you a perfect 10.
Ridiculous.
Jeez.
And there you go, Camille just spinning. He must be happy with, it's pretty almost confirmed here. We're just waiting for final scores to come in. But I mean, look how well he rode there. He was intelligent because that double, I reckon the key moment was that double front row, and that is sportsmanship there. Both of them know they gave a show. They're so happy. Smiles left, right, and center. Amazing riding from both of these guys, and just showing the possibilities of these sports. He's going to try and jump up, and there we go.
This is the strapless freestyle tour that we know and love. This is what it's all
go.
about. Come on, boys. Oh.
Awesome. This is friendship above all, and yeah, amazing riding from both of those. I mean, looking over that heat, Jim, what do you reckon the key points were there for both riders?
Well, as we've seen from Camille all the way along, as I think I mentioned halfway through, is he hasn't changed the speed and tempo of his riding throughout, from the first heat of the single elimination through to the final. He had a game plan. It was go big and be technical. We've seen him in the last 3 months particularly go from what has been a very, very explosive rider with not 100% landing ratio by any means, but he's cleaned all that up. The hairdryer wins of Prea no doubt help. Local knowledge helps. This is his home spot, and it's just been an exhibition of really, really clean riding. He didn't have individual higher trick scores than Ayrton, but Ayrton was putting everything on the line, and that's the only way we know how to ride. The only way that he knows how to ride. Check this highlight reel out.
It's amazing. I mean, both of these guys doing so well. And like you said, Camille has improved hugely. Hometown, home knowledge, but still really going to higher heights than we've ever seen him. And to get, no matter what happens in this heat, and it looks like we're almost there by being official with this live scoring, Ayrton has to be happy with his performance, because if you're going to lose, it would be with a heat like that. Your 10.0 trick with that shifty free. Then you have Camille, intelligent enough, probably going on a high, having that double front roll in the early stages of the heat, allowed him to concentrate on other stuff to come through and pull out a win by nothing, skin of his teeth. But I mean, when you're going up against Ayrton Cosolina, it's never going to be a huge margin. And amazing riding from both of us, and just showing us how far this sport has progressed and what these two riders and the riders of the strapless world can do.
Yeah, it worked out best for the neutral spectator, didn't it, with Camille winning the single yesterday and forcing Ayrton to beat him twice. It looks like he didn't manage to do it, but Ayrton, you can't be disappointed when you've scored a 10 in your heat and racked up tricks the way that he did, just looking a little bit wild on that one. But that's what Ayrton does, manages to stay on his feet when everything's going a bit pear-shaped. Camille never looked out of control, was very solid, stable, back roll looking good. There's the two variations, one with a rodeo, one without. Just, you can see there talking to him. Is this the 10?
Look at that. I mean, no, that's the first one he missed, and that was good as itself. But I mean, when we get the replay of that second was amazing. Front shove it, nice. Doesn't even blink. He's happy with that one, claiming it. Ayrton's on a roll. Camille keeping cool and complex. He's up against one of the hardest riders in the world and proved himself here at his home ground. I mean, he has his family on the beach. His grandma came all the way from France. He must be happy. This is one of the best moves of it. Look at that. How he stays on it. Says hi to the guy. Eat it. Goes around. Pops it. He's amazing.
And here we go with Camille going into the 2. He could have made it a 3. He didn't need to. Looks like he's won already. We'll be back with confirmation. What a heat. We will see you in a moment. Here right now at Prea Beach, where we've just witnessed 2 superfinals, not just 1 but 2, both the girls and the men being forced into a second final. Joe, that's just the best one I've ever seen, so unbelievable. We're going to have the ceremony soon, so I'll hand it over to you to wrap it up.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I mean, 57 to 58 points. Then we had in the normal final, we had over 60 points and 57 from Camille. Both of the riders, I mean, every single rider we've seen on the water has been super impressive. And to end the event, both with super duper finals, as we've been saying, is great, because it's just more action for us, more action for the spectator. I mean, once again, we want to thank all the sponsors, you know, Rancho de Peixe, Corona, F1, Manera, every single person on the beach, you know, Paolo, Pedro, Mauricio, all the guys from the live stream, everybody that has made this event possible. It's been a pleasure, Jim, sitting next to you here for hours talking about kiting. It's been a long time since we've been talking so much, and I hope you guys at home enjoyed every last minute of it. We try to keep it as emotional as possible, and yeah, it's been such a good adventure.
Yeah. And shouts to Jürgen Vogt, our courageous leader, who has been watching this on the live stream as well. I'm sure he's enjoyed the first live stream that we've done for the Global Kite Sports Association, and let's hope there are many, many more. The tour is being run in a really, really sustainable fashion. The sport's looking good, and off the back of that performance from Ayrton Cuzzolino and Camille Delanoy, let's hope there are many, many more to come.
And you can see everybody starting to get amped. There's the crowd. I mean, the vibe here. We're going to start, you know, prize ceremony with the sun setting over beautiful June. You can see such impressive riding. That's some of the best kite surfing, strapless riding we've ever seen. It's been amazing. It's been a pleasure. We can see our media team there, Rasa, Mint, and Itva getting the shots, making sure they're ready. So once again, I'm Josie Ashler. It's a pleasure of being with you guys, and thank you so much, Jim.
Thanks very much, Joe. Yeah, we are out, and we'll head to the beach. It's been a joy. We'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.
Sem o poder público nos ajudando, GKA, realização da GKA com Secretaria de Turismo do Estado do Ceará, Instituto Povo do Mar, obrigado Instituto Povo do Mar, organização do E-Group, GL Eventos, 213 Esportes, os patrocínios de, obrigado Corona, Sprite, F1, Maneira, Secretaria de Esporte do Estado do Ceará, Lei de Incentivo do Ceará, e o papel voa mais que a pipa do kite. Vamos dobrar. Os parceiros que sem nada disso seria possível. Obrigado, Paulo Maestro, Rancho do Peixe, PA Beach Villas. Segura o papel que ele voa. CB Vela, ABK, Prefeitura de Cruz, o secretário Marcelo do Meio Ambiente e Esporte Estúdio Peixe, GD Stands e Designs, Segura o Papel, parceiro de mídia. Obrigado, canal Off, TV Verdes Mares. Aproveito para agradecer a minha equipe aqui, da Wave Data, todos que fizeram isso ser realizado, a equipe do Pedro, todos aqui, Paulo, vou voltar mais gordinho, Paulo, pelo menos tem areia fofa para eu voltar até a pousada e vai queimando as calorias. Hoje é dia de conhecer a chefe de cozinha do Rancho do Peixe. Horário marcado. É isso, galera, tem que ser um freestyler aqui, um MC. Estão conferindo o resultado. Pode deixar que eu seguro a onda, não é de hoje que eu faço isso. Red Bull te dá asas. Tomei só metade. Já tá tudo no sangue. Isso aqui é energia pura. Obrigado, Jim. Obrigado, Joe. Oh, my God, man. Thank you for being allowed me to be a part of this. Obrigado a esses caras, duas lendas do kitesurfing, um editor, um tour manager, dois caras que vivem o kitesurfing há décadas, já tentando elevar, revolucionando no GKA. Eu faço parte da Liga Mundial de Skate, da Liga Brasileira, da Liga Mundial de Surf. E esse evento tá no meu coração. A vibe da galera aqui, a organização, o jeito orgânico como as coisas são feitas, a família que é o kitesurfing. Muito orgulho de fazer parte disso a partir dessa semana que está sendo só de emoções. E lembrando a vocês, galera, as ações não terminam hoje. Amanhã tem um Big Air da Red Bull. O que será que tem aqui? Fala, Pedro. Ok. Big Air. É o Big Air. Pedro, obrigado, Mesquita. Só ajustando aqui o roteiro. Quem sabe, erra ao vivo. O Faustão acerta ao vivo. Eu acerto e erro. Jaime? E amanhã teremos a cerimônia de premiação oficial. Aqui será, digamos, um empossamento. Todo mundo vai saber quem ganhou. Mas a cerimônia oficial com troféus será amanhã. Meu Deus, o Prea e o Ceará não perdem por esperar. Obrigado, Joe. Obrigado. Muito gusto, Jaime. Toda a família de GKA. Muito gusto acá. Je m'appelle Marco, j'habite à Rio. Mudou? Jalou? Não. Muita calma nessa hora, muita responsabilidade. Lembrando a vocês, essa não é a última etapa do circuito. O circuito sai do calor do Ceará e vai um pouquinho encostar lá embaixo do hemisfério sul, Down Under, Austrália, na cidade de Torquay. Obrigado a cada um de vocês que está por aqui, pessoal de mídia, cobrindo para as mídias locais, seus blogs, os jornais, as mídias grandes, mainstreams, as mídias undergrounds, pessoais, todo mundo que compartilhou um pouco a hashtag do campeonato, o arroba. Obrigado a todos de coração. Já vou chamar os dois aqui para empossar o campeão. Aquela expectativa no ar, dá para cortar aqui com uma faca, a expectativa, o ar ao meio. Talvez com uma peixeira, né? Vamos mudar aqui o objeto. Fico muito em casa aqui, agora é o momento até de revelar algo pessoal. Eu sou carioca, da Gema, mas filho de um carioca com a cearense, então calma aí. Eu sou da terra. Família Façanha, um abraço. Pé no chão, não preciso de tênis, não preciso nem do chinelo aqui. Uma semana conectada aqui com esse organismo vivo que é o Prea, essa vibe positiva, esse território que é mais ou menos um Havaí para o kitesurfing. A gente não tem no esporte surf, que está super grande agora, uma costa com ondas tão perfeitas que mude o destino dos gringos. Gringos de todas as partes do mundo estão mudando o seu sítio de localidade, de moradia, para vir morar aqui no Ceará, em função dessa costa maravilhosa, mais de 1.000 quilômetros de uma costa com ventos constantes, com água quente, perfeito para os board sports, esporte de prancha. Eu acredito que aqui no meio dos cearenses tem um bando de estrangeiros me ouvindo, então, thank you very much, Marcela Marco, habita Rio, muito gusto a todos os chicos e chicas que estão aqui.
Anuncia que amanhã, depois do evento, vai ter uma festa, está todo mundo convidado. Tem uma festa.
Acho aqui na praia. Na praia aberta? Na praia aberta? Olha, galera, anúncio bom também, democrático. Amanhã tem uma festa no final do evento, então, que todo mundo está convidado. Eu quero ver a vibração positiva lá no ar, quero ver todos aqui se divertindo. uma semana muito positiva de esporte. Lembrando que o esporte é um dos maiores veículos de ressocialização da molecada. Muitos competidores aqui vieram até de realidades parecidas com a brasileira, mas humildes, tiveram através do esporte a chance de ascender, de evoluir, de conhecer o mundo, de falar línguas. O kitesurf é um esporte global, galera. Mais uma revelação para vocês todos aqui ficarem muito orgulhosos. Só em 2 dias de competição, a nossa transmissão global, indo para o mundo todo, passou de mais de 1 milhão de views. Então agora eu quero que todo mundo bata uma salva de palmas, porque vocês fazem parte disso também. Isso tudo só porque eu tomei meio Red Bull. Já está chegando aquele papel. Mais uma vez, obrigado GKA e todos os nossos patrocinadores. Tá. De 4 a primeira, né? Ok, guys. Só ajustando aqui esse organismo vivo, que é essa transmissão, que é esse pódio. Eu vou começar para aliviar a pressão. Vou começar a chamar as meninas, então. Vamos decorar isso aqui com as meninas do kitesurf. Elas são incríveis. Fizeram manobras super impressionantes durante toda a competição. Eu vou chamar, então, por ordem crescente, certo? Da 4ª para a primeira. Eu vou querer que vocês vão aumentando a intensidade ao longo desse pódio aqui feminino. Muita classe dentro d'água. Vai tocar o meu coração agora. É minha conterrânea, mora até no meu bairro, sou amigo da família inteira. Vi ela crescer. Assim, fui um dos caras que, sem falsa modéstia, ajudei a botar ela na televisão. Mas ela está crescendo muito, ela faz vários board sports, ela está praticando essa modalidade, strapless kitesurfing, só por um pouquinho mais de um mês. É quase menos, mas eu estou aumentando. Por favor, no pódio, para ser ovacionada com muita vibração positiva do mundo e do Ceará, Marcela Witt, a 4ª colocada no evento. Yeah! Ela está com tudo e não está prosa. Olha só, se você não vê ela por aqui no Prea, você pode acompanhar ela no off, vários programas, ela com o esposo, Nelson Pinto. On the Road, como é que é o nome do programa?
Morando na Estrada.
Morando na Estrada, é quase isso, é que eu vivo metade da chave em inglês. Marcela, sua satisfação de estar aqui é um cantinho da sua casa, você é praticamente residente do Rancho do Peixe do Paolo, um pouquinho das suas impressões e sua emoção com esse crowd todo te olhando aqui.
Eu estou muito feliz de estar aqui. Eu estou no Strapless há 1 mês. Eu velejo há 14 anos, mas eu nunca imaginei participar de um campeonato mundial com uma prancha de surf. Então, estar aqui agora no pódio com as melhores do mundo é surreal para mim. Obrigada, gente. Obrigada a todo mundo que está aqui. Obrigada pela energia. Estou muito feliz.
E olha que incrível, galera. Para a galera que não sabe, a Marcela simplesmente faz parte da 3ª geração de kitesurfing na família dela. Essa informação eu até vou passar em inglês, que a gente está numa transmissão global nessa câmera aqui do meu amigo Luciano, certo? Pode olhar para ele, a pressão é nele. É o seguinte, this girl here, guys, she's belonged to a family, 3rd generation of kitesurfing. Her grandpapa, the grandpa, is a kite surfer. How old is he? He's already gone? No, he's already, sorry. He's kiting. Oh, he didn't stop?
84.
84 years old, 84 anos, o avô da Marcela fazendo kite direto, 3 gerações de kitesurfing. So this girl here, Marcela Witt, 3 generations of kitesurfing in her family. Her grandpa, 84 years old, is still with the salt water on the veins. So, time to call the 3rd place, right here, right now, direto para a 3ª colocada. Vamos chamar, por favor, chegue aqui ao palanque para receber a salva de palmas e o calor do povo cearense. Sabine, um clash de gerações. A lot of different generations on the strapless kitesurfing. Sabine, which language you want me to go? Can I go in English to be easy? Ça va bien? Tout bon ici pour toi?
Oui, très bien. Oui, oui.
Un salut pour tous les mecs de France ici?
Pour tous les mecs de France, oui, mais c'est les Belges. Hein,
Oh, Belgique, ça va? Oh, pardon.
oui, la Belgique, et je parle normalement l'hollandais, mais bon, voilà, pas de problème, je parle français. Je suis très contente d'être ici au Brasil. Estou muito contente que o país do Brasil já me deu muitas férias muito felizes aqui do kite. E adoro aqui a consistência do vento, o povo, a caipirinhas, a praia. E então já venho aqui muitos tempos e adoro.
Vamos fazer uma salva de palmas para a belga, galera. Olha só, ela já fala português, é isso que eu digo. O Prea está botando o Brasil no mapa e os estrangeiros estão mudando suas casas em função da condição épica de kitesurf que a gente tem por aqui. Hora de chamar agora mais uma nacionalidade por aqui. Carla, Onde estás? Acá. You got, okay. Just 1 second. Yeah, much better now. Now we got the sponsors. We got the GKA. Suas impressões, a Carla, disputa, toda ela compete.
Yeah, the place is amazing, and my legs are shaking. I'm super tired. It was a really long day, but I'm super happy. Finally.
Okay, a little shout out for your people, your fans back home.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support, for all my sponsors, and without them I cannot be here.
For sure. Thank you very much, all the sponsors of the contest. É agora, galera. Vamos fazer uma salva de palmas, vai? Segunda colocada, galera. Agora o barulho vai aumentar. Mais uma nacionalidade que frequenta aqui a região. Todo mundo ligado na gente. Itália, Espanha, Bélgica, Holanda, Brasil, Havaí, Estados Unidos, Austrália. O kitesurfing é global, por isso que todo mundo aqui fala mais um pouquinho de línguas, mais do que 2 línguas. Então, com muita satisfação, I'm gonna call right now Jalou, all the way from Dutchland, Holland. Where are you, Jalou? Here. The Queen of Prea. Come on, guys. Vamos lá, galera. É a rainha do Prea hoje. Direto da Holanda. Demais, demais. Uau! Os gringos vão ficando mais brasileiros. Festejam como a gente. Jalou, your impressions, your emotion. Shout out to your fans and people. And a shout out to Ceara.
Thank you so much, everybody. You guys were awesome on the beach cheering for me. Thank you for all the people at home that watched. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I know you guys are watching as well. Thanks to my brother for always supporting me and being there. Big thanks to Gustavo, my teammate from Nash. He really helped me out and made me do good. And thank you so much. And you guys are awesome. Cheers.
Yeah, Gustavo, great rider and great coach also. A little shout out in Dutch. Dutch is the focus at home.
Hallo lieve mensen, ik hoop dat jullie van de livestream hebben kunnen genieten. Ik heb echt een topdag gehad. Het was eventjes heftig dat ik de eerste dubbels heb verloren, maar daarna heb ik me goed kunnen herpakken. En ik ben zo blij om hier als eerste te eindigen. We gaan straks door naar Australië voor de allerlaatste stop van het jaar. Dus blijf ons vooral volgen en bedankt.
Quem souber traduzir ganha Sprite, hein? É isso aí, ela só estava agradecendo patrocínios, família, descontraindo com elas. Agora eu vou querer aquela rodada de aplausos gigante para as 4. Obrigado por elas estarem aqui. E é hora de ser empossado, Jalou. Come on. It's time for the toast. Cheers. All the girls. Let's go. Make some noise. Vamos fazer barulho, galera. Obrigado, meninas. Que semana incrível. Parabéns pela performance. E amanhã teremos vários Big Airs. Good luck there. Ok? Obrigado, Marcela. Obrigado a todo mundo. Demais, galera. Olha só esse feeling, essa vibração. Temos meninas de várias partes do mundo. Uma belga, uma holandesa, uma espanhola, francesas, italianos, australianos e americanos. E agora já vamos para os homens. Obrigado mais uma vez, o governo do estado, prefeitura, nossos patrocinadores. GKA, Secretaria de Turismo do Estado do Ceará, Instituto Povo do Mar, Organização e-Group, GL Events, 213 Sports e, é claro, o patrocínio de Corona, Sprite. E vamos virar a página. F1, Maneira, Secretaria de Esportes do Estado do Ceará, Lei de Incentivo ao Esporte e todos os nossos parceiros, mais uma vez. Sem eles, nada disso seria possível. So, thank all our sponsors here, partnership with Rancho do Mar, Prea Beach Villas, CB Vela, ABK, Prefeitura do Estado, the government here, Studio Peixe, JD Stands and Designs, our partnership with media, right here, Channel Off and TV, Green Sea, Verdes Mares. Vamos que vamos, galera. Estou aguardando aqui para empossar e chamar a categoria masculina. Muita adrenalina do ar para a gente revelar quem foi o grande campeão. Lembrando a vocês, curtam a GKA na web. Não termina aqui o circuito. Saímos aqui do Brasil para vocês verem como esse circuito é globalizado. E vamos lá para o hemisfério sul, Down Under, lá na Austrália, terra dos cangurus. Então assistam a GKA. lembrando a vocês, 2 dias de competição, passamos de 1 milhão de views. E o calor humano de vocês ajudou a gente a elevar essa competição ao nível máximo. Mais uma vez, muito obrigado a cada um de vocês que está trazendo esse calor aqui. Se precisar, tem repertório, fiquem tranquilos. Keep rolling, DJ. É isso aí, galera. Mais uma vez, evento brilhante, transmissão impecável pela Wave Data, combinada com a GKA. Obrigado a todos que estiveram nesse palanque trabalhando, aos seguranças, a galera da manutenção, todo o povo e a equipe do Rancho do Peixe, todos os colaboradores desse evento, a brigada de polícia local aqui também, que nos ajudou durante toda a semana. Obrigado a cada um de vocês que está aqui fortalecendo, fazendo a segurança, não nos deixando em casa. Obrigado, Ceará. Mais uma vez, me sinto em casa aqui, sou metade carioca e metade cearense. Okay, guys, now, sorry, I just communicating myself here with the whole crowd here at Ceará, Brazil. I got to switch the key here in my brain to go English, so thank you very much. All you guys put more than 1 million views here in our competition from GKA Strapless Kite Surfing. Oh my God, this is huge. I participate myself as a host, as a commentator, as an MC to the National International Skate and Surf Tour. Oh my God, how many views, super global, all the way from Hawaii, East Coast of United States, USA, East Coast, West Coast, you know, Midwest, Australia down under, New Zealand, Japan, oh my God, whole Europe, Russia. We have views from all over the globe. All the people from Philippines, Vietnam, all Southern Asia. Oh my God, more than 1 million people, super global. Not just one country watching us. A lot of countries. So, ça va, Jalou pour tous les mecs qui se regalent la compétition ici, de Belgique, de France. Mucho gusto, toda la gente, todos los chicos que regalaron la competencia acá, de México, de Chile, Latinoamérica, Spain, of course, toda la España, los chicos de España que fazem o nível do kitesurf, strapless kitesurf está tão alto. Soy mucho gusto, chicos e chicas, que engrandece acá la competencia. Estamos chegando com o resultado final. Os 4 finalistas estão acá. So, can I call the guys, Pedro? Now, agora vai ser virar a chave. Virei. Agora vai ser o seguinte, galera. O mesmo calor humano. Eu vou crescente do 4º colocado até o 1º colocado. The same thing as the girls and women. Same thing with boys and men. I'm going to go inviting first, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and then the champion. So the level gonna go higher, super higher on the vibes, ok? Então, galera, do mesmo sentido que eu fui crescente com as meninas, agora vamos com os homens na categoria masculina. Eu quero aquela salva de palmas, aquele calor humano para a lenda, o Mito, um dos fundadores que fizeram a fundação desse esporte. Please, I want right now here on the stage, on the podium, the legend, the myth, Mitu Monteiro. Ele é a cria desse chão, galera. Oh my God, the legend. He is the Kelly Slater of kite surfing, guys. Come on, this guy here, such a positive vibration, such a warrior. I don't know if I go English, if I go Portuguese, whatever. Can I go? Let's go English and then let's go Portuguese when we go both. Mitu Monteiro, oh my God, your kid is watching all the way from Spain. First and foremost, talk to your kid, man. Your emotion right now.
Ciao Michael, come stai? Papà arriva tra poco, andiamo a surfare, ok? Bacio grande.
Spanish, esse é o espanhol, essa é a globalização do kitesurfing, do GKA, do Circuito Mundial de Kite. Italiano, sorry, Italian. Oh my God, I'm melting my brain. So, agora em português, você tem o domínio, você é nosso Patrício, fala um pouco com essa gente daqui e com todo o povo de Cabo Verde, Angola, Brasil, Portugal, Moçambique e todos os nossos patrícios residindo em partes do globo.
Cara, eu vou começar já a agradecer a todos para a presença que estão aqui, porque o vosso suporte foi muito importante. Eu sinto em casa, tipo, toda a galera aqui do rancho do kite, né? Tipo, eles fizeram uma camisa assim dedicada para mim. Então, eu fiquei muito emocionado ontem, quase chorei aqui, né? Então, é muita emoção. Eu aqui sinto em casa. E também obrigado a todos que estão lá em casa assistindo, né? E pronto, assim, para o suporte, né? Porque isso é importante. E nós vamos continuar sempre a dar o nosso máximo para ficar sempre cada vez mais show. E eu espero, próximo ano, estar aqui com vocês. E também obrigado aos patrocinadores, que é muito importante para a realização desse evento. E eu espero que o próximo ano vai ter mais ainda e vai ser melhor, mais show. Obrigado.
Sem dúvida nenhuma. Uma salva de palmas pro Mitu, galera. Cabo-verdiano, cidadão do mundo e um pouquinho cearense também, certo? Vamos seguir aqui. Esse é bem de longe daqui, viajou horas e horas. This is a guy that traveled a lot. He did a lot of layovers, connections, all the way from down under. The mate, the guy, all the way, direto da Austrália, James Karu. Woo! Such a powerful kite surfer. All the stands from the down under surfers look like Soiley Bailey, look like Gary Congelton back in the days, the 80s. All the Aussie guys are understanding what I say. Eu estou comparando o estilo dele, australiano, com vários surfistas das antigas que tem esse estilo mais power que o James tem. James, let's go just in English. My brain is melting, man. Mate, what are your impressions? Look at this crowd, man. Look at this camera. All the globe is watching you right now. All Ceara is watching you right here.
Man, I've never seen this many people in one spot in my life. There's so many people here. That final just then was the best thing I've ever seen. The tricks they just threw down was amazing.
Completou vários tricks incríveis. Nunca vi um crowd desse tamanho no evento que ele participa. Tá super feliz. Now a little shout out to your fans and family down under, man. All with you, mate.
Yeah, you're probably all asleep right now, but if anyone's awake, thanks for watching. It was awesome. It's good to be here.
Ele só falou o seguinte, tá todo mundo na madrugada lá, então quem conseguiu ficar acordado, muito obrigado por estar assistindo ele. Once again, uma salva de palmas, galera, para James Cameron. Vou quebrar um pouco o protocolo, galera. Eu tenho três chefes por aqui, os três falaram para eu seguir chamando o segundo e o primeiro juntos. Então eu quero ver aquela salva de palmas para fazer o chão tremer. I'm gonna call right now, guys, second and first, so I want to see the crowd getting nuts here. Oh my Lord. Second, I'm gonna go first. First place, Ayrton Cozzolino. Second place, Camille Delanoy. All the kudos for these guys, such a warriors. Cozzolino, Camille, ça va? Camille, un petit peu en français ici pour tous les mecs de France qui regardent ici la compète. Vous êtes super, man. Oh.
Ouais, merci beaucoup. Bah, c'est super cool d'être ici à la maison et de finir deuxième. C'est sûr qu'on peut toujours faire mieux, mais c'est une super place. Je suis super content. Il y a toute ma famille, tous mes amis sur la plage. Donc je ne pourrais pas rêver mieux.
The captain of Stoke, he's super stoked. Family, friends, and here Ceara. A little shout out to your petit peu português ici pour tous les mecs. So, obrigado, things like this.
Obrigado a todo mundo de ficar aqui na praia. Estou muito feliz que você fica aqui gritando e tudo para mim. Então, sim, muito bom, um evento muito bom. Obrigado para todos.
Vamos lá, galera, vamos fazer barulho pro Camille. O francês é cearense. What can I say about this guy? O que eu posso falar dele? Ayrton Cozzolino. My God, you're a warrior, a ninja. It's video game kite surfing, man. Your impression first in English, and then we're gonna go a little Portuguese, okay?
Hello, everyone. Super stoked to be here and competing. That was so hard to get it. Camille and all those riders, they are super strong. They are motivated me to go even harder. Super stoked to be in Brazil. It's my first time here in Ceara, and I just love it. I will come next year for sure. Woo!
Ele falou que adorou, tá amarradão, primeira vez, ó. Pode ter certeza, pode procurar ele ano que vem aqui, que com certeza ele vai estar por aqui. Agora, as suas impressões para o seu povo, para o nosso povo, para o mundo todo de língua portuguesa, desse campeonato tão emocionante. Lembrando a vocês, amanhã tem mais um capítulo, é o Big Air. Então, vamos ficar por aqui.
Vou tentar falar brasileiro, vamos aí, caras. Vamos. Fui, beleza, estava muito motivado aqui no Brasil. Foi uma boa experiência para mim. Foi muito difícil estar aqui no top, porque todos os riders aqui estão incríveis, lá, o Mitu, James, o Camille. Os caras são outro mundo. Eles estão motivando para mim para ir mais forte o próximo ano. Obrigado para todos estar aqui na praia. Calor, vento, tudo. Você está sempre aqui. Obrigado para todos.
A toda vista, parece que temos mais um filho do Ceará sendo criado. Então espere que ele volta. O nível de kitesurfing que ele fez esse ano foi incrível. O nível dos 4 aqui, surreal, assim, uma coisa de videogame, high level. E é o seguinte, vou segurar eles aqui, que tá vindo a galera do GKA, que a gente vai fazer uma foto oficial. E eu vou pedir uma foto deles e depois uma foto deles com vocês, porque essa selfie aqui é a melhor do planeta. So, we are holding here the time just to... Official photo, guys, who gonna come here to make this amazing historical click here. Just 3 years of international kitesurfing. Todo mundo empossado. Então vamos esperar um pouquinho. E na hora da foto eu quero aquela explosão de show de rock, hein, galera? So, mais um anúncio, galera, para todo mundo aqui. Desmarcar tudo que tem para fazer. 11 horas aqui, Big Air. 11 horas. So everybody online, we're going to be in Brazilian time here in Ceará, 11 o'clock with the Big Air. So stick around tomorrow. We're going to have plenty of action here. So we're just waiting. The photographer is here. So, Cheese, para explicar o Big Air é o seguinte, competição do aéreo mais alto do planeta. Com várias variações técnicas também. Assim a galera do kite curte. Positivo? Valeu, fera. Okay, girls, come on here. The guy's gonna go. Official picture for the females here. Meninas, por favor. Agora eu peço aos ragazos, os rapazes, que vamos todo mundo junto. Não, fiquem aqui. 4 categorias? Ok. Agora vocês vão aparecer, é a melhor parte. Todo mundo tagueando o GKA, ok? @Global Kite Sports. Yeah, you do. Of course. Obrigado aos salva-vidas, toda a galera da segurança de água aqui. Essa é a melhor selfie. Ih! Muita educação e calma nessa hora. Obrigado, Ceará, que festa do kitesurf. Voltamos amanhã com mais competição. É o Big Air a partir das 11 horas. So we're gonna be here for the Big Air show, guys, tomorrow. In our global audience here, in the middle of the crowd. Je m'appelle Marco. I'm Marcos. I'm super proud to be here surrounded with the GKA family, guys. Amanhã, 11 da manhã, tomorrow, Brazilian times, 11 o'clock.